not to love about a croissant? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Hi! Hi, guys! Oh. If you guys can hear me, oh, cool! Hi, guys! If you guys can hear me, can you hit me with the thumbs up? Okay, awesome. Hi, guys. Happy 4th of July to the Americans, fellow American people. Okay, let me just do that. And what time is it where you guys are? If you guys can hear me and see me. Hi, Beatrice. Hi, guys. Set this up. Set up the chat. What time is it where you guys are? No celebration for you. No celebrating because okay. But I hope you guys are having a good, well, American people, right? It's an American holiday. I hope you're having a good 4th of July. Independence Day. I am not, obviously in France they don't celebrate it here, so it's an American holiday, so boy, it's small today. Yeah, it's a little tinier today. She's a little more intact, but I thought I'd hop on here and connect with you guys. It's been a few days. While simultaneously fundraising today for my every country goal and having a chit chat. I didn't know whether to come on live today because I know that people are barbecuing, having a family get together, you know. But still, I appreciate you guys who can tune in, and like me, maybe you're, you know, not necessarily having a celebration today. Today, finally, it is. Hi, Joan! Long time no see. Happy 4th of July to all the people who celebrate. Yeah, today was, I didn't do much, but it's finally the heat wave that has been in Paris. Oh my gosh, it's gone. I'm so happy. Today it felt so good outside. It was so hot last week. Literally so many people left Paris because it was so hot. Hi, Jason! But things were back to normal today. It's been a while, yes. So nice seeing you. So I thought for the people who are not celebrating and having a barbecue, we can chat. And are you guys celebrating? Is it over, or you're just you had a little private celebration? Like me, I had a private celebration. I celebrated with Greek yogurt. Um, I do have the sniffles because of this. It's where I am. I'm staying right now in a hotel room that's very dusty. I know it sucks. So like as soon as I got into this hotel room, there's dust everywhere. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I asked them to clean, and apparently they did, but there's still dust everywhere. So yeah, who knows? I'm good to go though. As soon as I leave the hotel room, like the sniffles go away. But when I'm in the hotel room, I've got the sniffles. Hi, Faith. Hi, Faith from New Orleans. Thanks so much for tuning in. Happy 4th of July. From Paris. Apparently there was a parade today, but I'm like, I was not going to that parade. For Americans. Sounded weird. And I noticed the city was a little bit more empty today, because I think everybody went home. All the other American tourists, they went home. Thank you so much. Yeah, I celebrated. I had Greek yogurt, blueberries. But I hope you guys had a very good, or still having a very good 4th of July. And I know a lot of people are having a picnic, or not a picnic. What did I do when I was in the U.S. on 4th of July? I'm trying to think. I haven't been in the United States for so long that I don't even remember. I guess we'd have a party or something like that. I don't even remember. Church get together, something like that. What time is it where you guys are? Late afternoon or what? What are we doing? What time is it? Deb, you said you were grilling. You're grilling? I thought you said you weren't celebrating. It's like 5 p.m. I'm gonna get all dark in here. There have been these widespread power outages happening in Paris. It happened 3 times today, where all the electricity just shuts off. I don't know what is going on. But it happened 3 times today where all the lights turn out but it's only like 30 seconds, but so I hope it doesn't happen again. I hope it doesn't happen again. It's 5. Yeah, I think we'll do like 30 minutes. I know a lot of people are celebrating with their fams. So, yeah. If you guys can hear me, can you just hit me with the thumbs up emoji? I just want to make sure we don't have a lag going here. You can hit me with the thumbs up. I need to check the lag. Just Jason can hear me? Thanks, Jason. I'm wondering if everyone can hear me. I guess if you can, everyone can. Sure, you're frozen. I'm not frozen. Oh. Another. Yeah, we're not, I don't know. I think a lot of people are celebrating with their families on 4th of July. I'm like, it's just me and you talking here, Jason. um, Hi, lovely Irina. Thank you so much for tuning in. Did you make it to Puerto Rico yet? Not yet. Very soon. I'm only doing Africa this year. Because I'm trying to finish the continent, but I'll be in the Caribbean. I'll be around that area. As soon as 2026 starts, I will be in the Caribbean. The Caribbean and the Southern American, finishing up South America and the Caribbean as soon as the new year starts. But is it just me, or is the year just going by so ridiculously fast? I feel like the year's going to be over in 2 seconds because we're already in July. Like, what's happening? The months are just flying by. So it doesn't feel far away. The new year does not feel. Hi, Allie. It doesn't feel far away, the new year. But lo and behold, you gotta make do with the time you have. So yeah, I'm gonna be back in Africa very soon to finish Africa, but it doesn't really matter how long it takes me to finish Africa. I just want to finish it this year, and I think I'm going to finish it this year. It's not going to take me that much time because Africa has a lot of countries that are really tiny that I'm not going to spend a lot of time in them. Like, for example, like I spent a lot of time in uh, Ethiopia, Namibia, South Africa. I spent 3 months in Namibia, 2 months in South Africa, a month in Ethiopia. Like, I won't be doing that for like the other countries. I'm not going to be spending a whole month in them. I'm going to be spending like some of the countries like 2 or 3 days. The months go by quickly once you enter adulthood. Yeah, they do. So yeah, I still think I can finish Africa this year because a lot of the countries, like I said, I'm not going to be spending that much time. Like Benin and Togo, they're so tiny. The countries are so tiny that I'll be there for 3 or 4 days and I'll be out. So Lesotho, Eswatini, a few days. So we're still planning on finishing this thing. So, but in the meantime, it's been nice to have a break where I'm not changing countries constantly. When I have been in a country for like more than a month, it's very nice. It's nice because I'm, constantly on the road. So it's been a nice break to be able to sit still in a country or in a city for a little bit, which is what I've been doing. And you guys been traveling? It's summer. Well, summer. Well, I don't want to say summer's almost over. That's an exaggeration. It is not almost over. It's just going by very fast, is what I'm saying. And I'm very happy because I don't like the summertime. I hate it. I don't like the heat. And here in Paris, all the prices just dropped. I don't know for how long, but all the prices in Paris just dropped. Um, so, hi. I really married solo and immerse yourself in local life and planning a trip to Japan, and you want to go beyond Tokyo. Do you have recommendations for authentic places? Maybe where I could stay with a local family, see the rice fields, mountains, temples, and traditional homes. I want to really experience how people live like day to day. Would love your advice. Totally. I always say that Tokyo is the worst. Hey, baby girl. I always say Tokyo. Yeah, and Joan, the prices on the hotels, the Airbnbs just dropped like half. Like they're like half right now. Um, totally. I always say Tokyo is the worst part of Japan. I really can't even. Well, I can enjoy myself in Tokyo, but maybe for a few days. Um, I always say Tokyo is the worst part of Japan. I still like it, but it's the worst part. Japan, there's so much more to Japan, and even Japan is trying to get people to travel to other parts of the country. Um, like when you let's for example, say you fly Japan Airlines or ANA. ANA is the airline in Japan. You can fly for free to a different part of Japan because that's how bad the Japanese government wants people to start going to other places because everyone goes to Tokyo. But regardless, I think that if you're going to Japan because the country is kind of tiny, I think you should travel the whole country. You can easily fly into Tokyo, spend 48 hours there, take a train to Kyoto. Kyoto's my favorite city, um, probably in the world. You could then take a train to Osaka, see Osaka for 40 to 72 hours. After you see Osaka, you can go further south. You can visit Kobe. They have the best beef in the world. You could take a train from Kobe. You can visit Yokohama. You could stay there a few days. You could literally visit 7 to 10 cities in 2 weeks in Japan because it's so easy. Japan has the speed trains, so you can get on a train 2 seconds, be in a different city in Japan, and Japan is so cheap. I always marvel. I don't always marvel, but I was actually talking to two Japanese women today. We were sitting down drinking matcha, and I heard them speaking Japanese, so I insert myself into their conversation, and we were all speaking Japanese. I speak Japanese, and they said to me, "Is it not crazy how expensive the matcha lattes and the coffees are here in Paris?" And I'm like, right. Because in Japan, you're not going to spend more than $2 or $3 on a matcha latte. You know what I'm saying? Like, here they're kind of like $6 or $7. But how can you sign up for free flights? I seen ads about that on Instagram. Yes, all you have to do is go to the Japanese airline website. It's called ANA, letter ANA. That's the Japan airline, and like act like you're booking a flight to Japan, and it should pop up straight on the website. It'll be like, we'll pay for you to fly to a different city in Japan. But the reason they do that for free. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Steelban, for the donation. Thank you. You said for a little latte. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, and it's huge. Thank you so much. Um, yeah, here the reason that Japan has free flights around the country is because not a lot of people go to other parts of the country. All the tourists go to Tokyo, and so Tokyo's so oversaturated. And the Japanese government is like, we've got more to see. Like, why don't you see the rest of our country too? You know, we have other places that are so beautiful, and so they're just trying to get people to spread out and see more of the country. So that's why. And I think most people who travel around Japan don't fly. I don't fly around Japan. I take the train. Train is so easy, and it's so Siobhan. Okay, Siobhan. It's the Irish spelling. Oh, cool. Did I say it right? Siobhan. Thank you so much, Siobhan. Um, yeah, most people are taking the train around Japan, so that's what I do. It's simple. You go to the train station, you get a speed train, boom, you're in Kyoto. And you can have really pretty views of Mount Fuji. But anyways, in my opinion, you should go to Japan, and you should oh, thank you so much, lovely Irina. Thanks so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Yeah, I think it's an amazing idea to go to Japan. Japan is beautiful, so affordable, so affordable to travel Japan. The hotels, you can get a beautiful, really cozy, really clean, have everything you need hotel for $50 a night. You can get a really, really cozy hotel in Japan. You're not going to pay more than $50 a night. Where like around the world, that's like unheard of, you know. Um, of course, you could find hotels that are way more expensive, but you could have a really clean, really cozy, really nice hotel for about $50 a night. The food is so cheap. Everything is cheap in Japan. I mean, it's just a very affordable country. So I always encourage people, if you want to travel and have an amazing time, Japan is one of those places. And you can easily take yourself around the country. You can just keep going to different cities. Just keep going. You can go to Uji. Uji is where matcha is from. Uji is this cute little village. It's about, if you're staying in Kyoto, it's about an hour on the train away. Gorgeous, little tiny. You said you wanted to immerse yourself in the culture, in the Japanese culture. Go to Uji. You will feel like you're on the set of a Japanese movie. There's the temples, there's the little tiny mom and pop restaurants owned by the Japanese old people who make the best food in the world. So, yeah, Japan, I could talk, we could talk for 3 or 4 hours about Japan. Uji spelled you spelled it right, but take off the O. It's just Uji. Uji. Absolutely beautiful. I have a vlog from Uji. Just the cutest little village. And like I said, Japan is so cheap. You could stay there and have yourself a ball for like a month. That's what I do when I'm in Japan. I stay there for 3 or 4 months. Um, and then you could go up to the north. It depends on what time you're in Japan. If you're in Japan during the summer, you could go to the north and see the most beautiful rice fields aren't super popular in Japan. It's more like matcha fields, where the green tea fields. Rice fields are more Chinese, but you'll see the tea fields for miles and miles and miles, and you can learn about matcha, and you can just completely do the Japanese thing. I think that is an amazing idea. I want to go to Japan one day in Asia. I've only visited Singapore and Thailand as a solo female. That's really cool. I love Singapore so much, and Thailand is a vibe. Japan one day is definitely, I think, something that you should definitely do. I could sit here and talk to you about Japan for eternity. And the really cool part about going to Japan and traveling around is not a lot of people do it. Everyone goes to Tokyo and then they stay there and leave. You know, so when you start to visit more of the country, it's so peaceful. I love it. So yeah, Uji, Uji. It's where matcha was invented. Uh, thanks so much, Siobhan. And it's definitely, I don't know, it's definitely one of the safest places you can be on Earth. So I always tell solo travelers, you will never get into any trouble in Japan. It's such a strict country. They don't mess around. Maryjane, is matcha like green tea? Yes, matcha is green tea. Matcha is green tea leaves ground up. Oh, thanks. So, hi, T. Jones. My day was so good. How was your day? So, the difference between matcha and green tea is the essence of a green tea leaf. Matcha is the green tea leaf, if that makes sense. They grind it down into a powder. That's what matcha is. Where if you're drinking green tea, you're drinking water, right? You know what I'm saying? You're drinking the essence of the green tea leaf. Matcha, they just grind it down into a very, very fine powder. So it's like green tea on steroids, but it is green tea. Do you have a Japan travel guide? Stay tuned. I'm making one. Stay tuned. I'm literally in the process of making one right now. I'm updating all my guides, so within the next few days, I'll have it ready. How's the pollution? I also love matcha. How's the pollution? Are you being serious? I can't tell if you're being serious or not. Why would there be pollution in Uji? Yes, travel guide coming very soon on Japan. I only have my Paris travel guide up and available right now. I'm working on my Egypt one. I'll be done my Egypt travel guide probably in the next 2 days, and then I'll get the Japan one out. I need to finish my guide on the Omo Valley tribes, and then I will do my Japan guide. Hi, Abdullah. You'd love to see more interesting areas of beyond Tokyo because everything is advertised about Tokyo. Well, I've been trying to do that, Siobhan. If you go back to November, my videos from November, December, that's all I'm doing. I'm trying to show people Japan. I have plenty of videos trying to show people Japan. Because I'm like, and I'm not in Tokyo at all. If you go back and watch my videos, I also show you where my grandma lives. In the mountains. She lives in the mountains of Japan. Absolutely beautiful. Oh, you mean like more people show other parts of Japan, not Tokyo? Right. Even the government is trying to get people to visit more parts other than Tokyo because Tokyo is starting to get very oversaturated, you know? And it's getting a little too hectic. Everywhere has it. I'm asking if it is. No, this pollution's not bad. No. There's no smog. No visible smog. Yeah, you're right. I understand the obsession with Tokyo, but it's not real Japanese culture. You know, it's new. It's new. Is new age the right word? I don't know if new age is the right word, but it's like it's not authentic Japanese culture. Yeah, it's crazy. I still like it though, but it's crazy. I mean, and it's very hmm hmm Tokyo is maybe too touristy. Yeah. I feel like it's too touristy and you'll be walking down the street and I think it's so disrespectful. People will be wearing like a Mario costume or they'll be like tourists do this. They'll be walking around this is why they banned Jake Paul. What's Jake Paul's brother's name? Jake Paul, he has a brother. Jake Paul's brother, I can't think of his name. Japan banned him from ever coming back in the country because of that reason. He was like walking around the streets wearing like a Mario Pokemon costume and being so disrespectful to their culture. Um, you're more into the classic culture of whatever I'm visiting. So am I. When I lived in Paris, I lived in Shells, where no one spoke English. In Shells? You mean salsa? Uh, so I'd love to experience Japanese culture that's not heavy tourism. Right. That's everywhere outside of Japan. Everywhere outside of Tokyo. Okay. Yeah, the pollution's not bad. Um, yeah, a lot of people walk around Tokyo as if it's not a real place. It's a real place and they'll be wearing Mario Kart uniforms and like I don't know. It's just super disrespectful to the Japanese culture, and they don't like it. So, uh, that's what Logan Paul. That's what his name is. Logan Paul was doing when he went to Tokyo, and they banned him from coming back in the country because they said he was being super disrespectful to their culture. Not only that, but you know, him filming in the suicide forest and all that stuff wasn't cool. But um, yeah, Japan is not a place to go and be disrespectful to the Japanese culture. It's not the place, you know. It's not the place for that. Uh, I used to travel with my family, but not anymore. They have their own lives. You, sorry, you meant to say when you lived in France, not Paris. That's what I was saying. I was like, that's not in Paris. It was far away from Paris for me to experience French culture. That's right, right. I get that. I totally get that. But I feel the same to an extent. I some places become too they get obsessed with tourism and they kind of lose their authenticity. You'll just have to go to Tokyo and see what I mean by everybody. A lot of it's usually Americans. I hate to admit that. There was a poll taken by Traveler magazine, and they interviewed like a ton of people from all over the world, and they said, what are the most annoying tourists? I already knew the answer. Everyone votes Americans that we are the most annoying tourists. Uh, which is so funny. But I hate to admit that it's true. When you go to Tokyo and some other places around the world, there's sometimes a lot of what can be seen as mocking. And like, for example, like here in Paris, a lot of Americans come here and not even attempt to learn French. Like, they don't even attempt to know how to say hi, bye, yes, no. The easiest things in the world. They don't even try. But they've got their berets on. They'll buy the beret. They'll have the croissant, and they're walking around, and just the Parisians are just like, go home, please, go home. This isn't an amusement park. It's a real place. Um, you can give me a tour of Martha's Vineyard. Okay. Well, thank you for that. Thank you so much. I will keep that in mind. Although I've been to Martha's Vineyard before. My grandma took me when I was after I graduated high school. I was so close to failing high school that my grandma said to me, like, if you graduate high school, I'll take you on a trip to wherever you want to go. So when I graduated, yeah, I was so close to failing high school because I literally did not participate in anything. I thought the whole thing was stupid. I don't remember ever doing any homework. I was kind of a rebel. I wasn't a rebel, but like I was like over it. Like I was just like, this is stupid. So I didn't participate. So I remember the principal calling me, not the principal, but like the superintendent of my high school. She called me into her office. This was like 3 months before graduation. And she was like, Maryjane, you're going to repeat the 12th grade. The 11th, the 12th. What grade? It's the 12th grade before you graduate. She's like, you're not going to graduate. I was like, yes, I am. She's like, no, you're not. You haven't like done one piece of homework. You haven't showed up to your classes. I'm just like, yeah, whatever. The only thing that got me into college were my SAT scores. and the fact that I cared about math. I'm in love with math. Um, I'm in love with math. So my grades in math were perfect, and my grades in everything else were failing. So uh, I agree. I agree. I totally agree. I literally was cringing so hard the other day. I was sitting down at one of my favorite cafes in Paris. It's called Cafe Chacadero. And in Paris, a lot of places around the world, um, they have what looks like it could be a footstool, but it's not a footstool. Like, that's so embarrassing. It's a it's a little chair for your bag. It's not even a chair. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, when you sit down in France, there's always like a little bench for you to put your purse on so that you don't have to put your purse on the ground, you know, because most places for eating in Paris are outside. You know what I'm saying? So there's always a little bench for you to put your handbag on so that your handbag doesn't have to touch the ground when you're sitting down and eating. But this was like a really fancy cafe, like fancy. And I'm sitting down eating, and there's your chair, there's the table, and there's a little bench for you to put your handbag on. And so here comes this group of Americans, and they sit down right next to me. It was like two women, two men, probably over the age of 50. Um, they're a little bit older. They weren't young people, super young is what I'm saying. And so they come and sit next to me, and they're just being so loud. And like I'm smiling at them, and they're like, American! And this is so not French. It is not French to be like, you know, and be like yelling. Like the French are very, you know what I'm saying? They're doing the finger guns. They're like, fellow American! And they're pointing at me, and I'm just like, yeah. And they're like, isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh. They're being so loud. Everyone's staring at them. And they're like, can we sit right next to you? And I'm just like, yes. And they sit next to me, and I can't make this up. The girl takes there's these, like I said, there's these little benches for your handbag. They're for your handbag. And we're sitting, I don't know, like, if you guys can picture what I'm saying. Like, all the French cafes, everybody's sitting outside, and you're like facing the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? So like we're eating here, the sidewalk is right in front of us with people going back and forth, you know? There's people walking in front of where we're eating. We're eating outside. She literally takes the bench. I'm not making fun of her. I'm laughing at this situation, but she takes the bench that's for your handbag. She puts it in front of her, and she goes, she's talking to her husband, and let's call him John. She's like, John, they have footstools and everything. She's like, get your footstool. Literally all of them, there's four of them. They take the little bench that's for your handbag, they put it in front of them, and they put their feet on top of it. Literally, the French people are just like this. And like literally there's like we're sitting and eating on a sidewalk. There's like people walking back and forth that have to like go around them because their feet are like protruding into the sidewalk. And they put their feet up on, and they're like, ah, like it's not. And I literally say to them, they look at me, they're like, why is everyone staring at us? Like all the French people are like this, like doing that. And I said to them, that's not a footstool. It's not for your feet. I said, it's just a little bench in case you have a handbag that you can put your handbag on it. And I said, they said, why are people rolling their eyes at us? I said, because you're literally like putting your feet into the sidewalk now. Like, so like people are like, can't walk by. I don't know. It was funny. It was very, 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 very funny. I was laughing. I wasn't annoyed. They were really, really cute. They were really, they were happy to be in Paris. I get it. But stuff like that, like, the French people are kind of like, oh my gosh. They kind of hate it. But these people had no shame, because even when I told them that, which I kind of like, when I told them that people were kind of annoyed with them and the way they were acting, it's like they didn't even care. They were just like, oh, that's all right. Like, we're here in Paris, we're having fun, we're happy. And they were having the best time. They had their berets on. And hey, who's gonna stop them? They probably paid good money to go on a trip to Paris. Let them have all the fun they want to have. Because to be honest, Paris makes all their money from tourism in the first place. So at the same time that the American tourists get on French people's nerves, but at the same time, it's the reason that Paris even has money. Paris gets money from tourism. So they can't be that mad, because the city runs on tourism money. It's why the city's so rich. So you can only be so mad, right? If your money comes from tourism, you got to put up with tourists. Literally, during the pandemic, Paris, oh my gosh, it was not, like many places in the world, it wasn't doing well. Hi, Kyla. Hey, girl. Happy 4th. Happy 4th of July. You were thinking you stopped doing... No, I didn't stop doing lives, no. I just had like a little 3-day break, you know what I'm saying? 2-day break. I didn't stop. No, we're back. Do the Parisians call eating on the sidewalk, eating on the outside in the summertime patio season? Do the Parisians call eating on the outside in the summertime patio season? I don't think so, because Parisians always eat outside. Like, Parisians don't eat indoors. They're going to eat outside. I guess unless it's raining. It's a very Parisian, very, very French thing to be eating outside, mingling with everybody. It's a very, I realize in America, American culture is super private. Don't talk to me. Let me eat my lunch by myself. Don't, American culture is very, do you guys get what I'm saying? It's not social. The French, Europeans in general, they're very social. If you're eating, no one's just eating, by themselves. They're very socialized. Everyone's smoking a cigarette together. Everybody is drinking. You walk outside, everybody's sitting outside chit-chatting and having a ball while they're eating. They're not going to be just grabbing their lunch. Fast food is what I mean. That's why fast food is so popular in America, and it's not popular here. Because they want to socialize. They want to eat and socialize at the same time, which is really cool. Do I do that? No. I usually get my food and I'm kind of doing my own thing. I'm planning, I'm reading, I'm vlogging. Girl, what time do you normally sleep? It's like 11:30 at night for you, right? Happy 4th of July. Yes, it's 11:30 exactly right now. I usually go to sleep, unless I'm live streaming, I usually go to sleep around 10, unless I'm live streaming. You like to eat by yourself? I think I do too, if I'm very honest. I think I do too. I'm definitely not a social animal who can like handle a conversation with like 6 or 7 people. Well, actually, I'm talking to multiple people right now on live stream, but this is a little different than like being out at lunchtime and then like, I don't know. I kind of prefer eating by myself. Making my little Greek yogurt with my blueberries and kind of just doing my own thing. Yeah, for the most part, that's what I do every day, and I don't do it because I'm sad or lonely. I do it because that's what I prefer. It's not that I don't like hanging out with people. I do like hanging out with people, but, I'm just not the same as the Europeans who just want to, kind of have lunch with a big group of people. So they'll have lunch with like 6 or 7 people. And I love that for them. Hi, MJ. You said once you want to go to Israel again. I've been to Israel 3 times. I've been to Israel. Um, Although things are not really looking very good in Israel right now, I feel like it is not the place to go right now. They are in active war. So I will not be going there anytime soon because I don't want to deal with all the war they're handling right now, but uh, maybe one day. You know, I can do both, but some people cannot go to a restaurant by themselves, but I enjoy it. Yeah, I can go to a restaurant by myself. Actually, there are restaurants in Paris that are specifically designed for people who are eating alone. Maybe I'll go to some of them soon. But there are restaurants here designated for people eating by themselves. And the chef is like right in front of you and he cooks for you. So maybe I'll go to some of those and show them around in a vlog. I have some cool stuff. Because I'm daily vlogging here, I am going to do a lot of cool stuff this upcoming week. Like I booked a lot of like cool experiences, so I'm excited. Um, Israel's very social compared to US. Okay. Did I notice that? Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Maybe all the Middle East is very social. The whole Middle East is extremely social. By the way, this is Siobhan. Oh, thank you so much oh, I didn't even notice. I'm sitting here chit-chatting, and Abdullah, are you still here? Thank you. Abdullah donated. Thank you so much. Thanks, Abdullah. That brings me to my next point. I am fundraising. Are you here, Abdullah? I'm sorry I didn't address that. Oh, are you here? Thank you so much for the donation. You donated $5. Thank you so much. I don't know if you're still here. I'm sorry. Abdullah Mohammed. Yeah. Which brings me to my next point. We are fundraising today. You guys know. I'm on a mission to visit all the countries on planet Earth. And I have not given up my goal of trying to visit all the countries in Africa this year. Some people are like, how could you possibly do that? I'm like, I think I can. I think I got a plan. I'm still trying. You think I'm not, I think I'm not a people person. You're not a people person? I'm going to dive into that in a second. But yeah, I'm fundraising. We are still trying to visit all the countries in Africa. Some people say, it's not possible. I say, we'll see. I'm still trying to do it. Hi, Dwayne. Pretty J. Oh, I think that's the first time anyone's ever called me that. Hi, how are you doing? But yeah, I'm still trying to do it. We're still going to do it. We're still going to visit all the countries in Africa. Even if I don't finish this goal of visiting all the countries in Africa this year, it's not like I'm going to stop. I'm still going to keep going, you know, even if it takes me a couple weeks longer to finish Africa, it's not like I'm going to stop. I'm going to still do it. So I just would like to finish it this year. And I think I can. So we'll see what happens. We will see what happens. And then when I finish Africa, I'm going straight to the Caribbean so I can finish the Caribbean. Then I will come back and finish Australia and all those little countries in Australia. Then I will literally be finished this goal of visiting all the countries in the world. Thank you so much, Joan. I really, really appreciate that. But it was impromptu. It was impromptu. My little detour to Europe was impromptu, but I'm not mad at it. Many are the plans of a man's heart, right? So yeah, we had a little impromptu pause in Europe, which was needed. But I will be back in Africa. Um, and we're gonna finish the continent this year. We're gonna do it. In God's name, you will leave to Africa on July 10th. Make it happen, Lord. Hey! If it's July 10th, if it's not July 10th, I tend to think it's not going to be July 10th because uh, I'm trying to fundraise as much as I can, and I just don't see. I mean, it could happen though if we fundraise enough. It could happen, but when I get back to Africa, I'm visiting 30 countries before I stop again. So 30 countries, I need to get as much booked as I possibly can, so that's where all the fundraising comes in. And I always have to tell myself every day, Maryjane, you're not racing anybody. Maryjane, you're not racing anybody. You're not racing anybody. This is not a competition to see how fast I can get this done. I'm not competing with anyone. I'm not trying to finish all the countries before something. I'm just trying to finish them. So, yeah, I have goals with a time frame on them, but I'm not like oh, I gotta hurry up. No. The thing I'm not gonna do is finish this goal of visiting every country in the world, and then I look back and say, I wish I enjoyed it more. I'm not gonna let that happen. I'm going to enjoy it, and that means not rushing like a mad woman, you know? So, I'm not rushing. I do have goals with timelines, but I'm not rushing, if that makes sense. So, yeah, I'm competing with me. I'm not racing anybody, which is, I even have to remind myself that all the time. I'm so competitive that, like, I naturally, it comes natural to me to want to, like, compete. But sometimes I'm like, I don't even know who I'm competing with, because there's literally nobody that I know who's doing anything like what I'm trying to do. But, like, for example, even, like, say I'll go to the gym, I'll see somebody next to me on the treadmill, and they'll be on, like, they won't get off, so, like, I won't get off. Like, one time. But actually, it kind of helps. So, for example, one time I was in the gym, I was in Shanghai, China. Chinese people, you guys know they're on a different level with the fitness thing, right? And so there was this old man. I was on the treadmill for maybe 15 minutes, and then this man gets on the treadmill right next to me. He's like probably in his 60s. And so he's going hard, like he's running. And so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to run too. Like, because I wasn't running before he got on the treadmill. I was like walking uphill. So he starts running, I start running. He's not stopping, so I'm like, I'm not stopping. He's running like it's 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour. And like I would not get off the treadmill because I'm like, this old man, no offense, but he's not going to outrun me. Like, come on. And I was huffing and puffing, and it was like he wasn't even breaking a sweat. So like, I don't know. But it did help me because that day I broke a record. I ran like, I think we ran together. This man didn't even know me. We ran together something like 8 or 9 miles together. And I only did that because he pushed me to do it. So I guess it was good. It's sometimes good for, you know, pushing limits, but I'm a competitive person, and I wish I had a little bit less of that, because sometimes I'm just like, there's no competition to see how fast you can finish visiting all the countries. I'm serious. Pull this man into a racing. No, we really were like, he probably was not bothered or worried about me at all, and I'm literally here like this, like he's not going to outdo me. And I was sweating and huffing and puffing, and he just looked like he was okay. And he was like in his 60s. If I had to guess, I'd say he was in his 60s, and it was like, it was confrontational. So that was part of it. And I remember that day when I got off the treadmill, like I had to limp back to my hotel room. But I'm like, I was low-key happy, you know, because he pushed me, even though we didn't exchange one word. It's just the natural competitor in me that was like, oh, he's not going to Because my plan was to do like 15. That's what I usually do when I'm at the gym. I warm up on the treadmill for like 25-35 minutes, and then I go do like weight training. Um, but since he pulled up next to me, he got on the. Um, he might have saw me, but since he was on the treadmill right next to me, I was like, oh, let me see how long he's running. Let me try to run with him. And I started to realize that he just looked like it was so easy. And I'm like, after 10 minutes, before that day, I had never run more than 20 minutes on the treadmill. We were literally on the treadmill for like an hour running. I never did that in my life before. But I'm so glad he did it because he showed me like what I was capable of. And now I do it all the time. I will go for like an hour, 2 hour run on the treadmill, and it's awesome. But I did not know I could until he outdid me and he showed me how out of shape I was. You know, Chinese people, they're just, oh my gosh, they're so fit. He was probably competing with you, he definitely was not competing with me. He looked like he goes into the gym every day and does that, you know. So yeah. But I always have to remind myself I'm not competing with anything to finish this goal. Yeah, he was fit and unbothered. Exactly. He was so unbothered. Um, I'm not a Capricorn. We're going to leave it there. We're going to leave it there. We're going to park it right there. I'm not a Capricorn. No, I literally posted a video about how I don't believe in the zodiac stuff. I think that day I lost 100 subscribers. Literally, I lost 100 subscribers when I posted that video. Did not care. I don't care. Like, people get so angry when you touch the astrology stuff. But I didn't care. And I was just like, I know it is a sensitive topic. People get so angry about it. So I decided, I already said my piece. I already said what I had to say about the zodiac stuff, about the astrology stuff. I don't want to be associated with it. It's completely... Okay, MJ, stop. MJ, stop. I promised I was going to leave it alone. Okay, moving on. Moving on. Each to his own. Each to her own. MJ doesn't believe in it. I actually hate it. So, I actually... See? I'm trying so hard not to get into it. Because I don't want to argue with people. There's a few topics in life where no matter what, you're going to start arguing. You know what I'm saying? It's politics, zodiac astrology. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like... Because when I start... I said my piece. I have a whole video about it. Let's move on. I love connecting with people of all different beliefs, you know? So I don't want things to separate us that don't necessarily have to. But when I saw that I was a Capricorn thing, something rose up in me like, I'm not. I'm a child of the King, Jesus Christ. That's my sign, the cross. Oh, okay. Moving on. I'm 5'6". Why the honestly? Why did you say how tall are you? Honestly. What was the honestly for? Listen, girl, my sign is the cross, baby, not no... Oh. I keep trying to wanting to get into it. Nope. It even says in Proverbs, like a smart person knows how to pick their battles. I don't want to be arguing with people all the time. That's one thing I'm not going to do in my life, is be an arguer. Not me. I don't want to argue with people all the time. I don't. There's so much for us to argue about in life. Savage, you're so sweet. Savage DNA. I have very, very long legs. Like, my legs take up 90% of my body. But I'm 5'6". I'm not tall and I'm not short. I'm kind of right there. Not tall, not short. I'm 5'6", which I think is very average for American female. Understand? We understand, so no explanation needed. I love it, Siobhan. We're right here. But also, I don't want people who disagree with me to be angry either. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't think everybody. I want to say my piece about things without being like, if you believe differently, you suck. Am I making sense? Um, I'd love to be 5'11" too. I saw the most beautiful woman walking down the street today. I wanted to ask her so bad if she was a model. She probably is a model because Fashion Week just ended in Paris. So she probably was a model. She was so beautiful. And she was really, 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 really tall. And she probably was from Sudan. She had the look like she was Sudanese, really dark skin, really tall, really skinny, and she had the bone structure. You know how the Sudanese people, they have the crazy jawline? She was so beautiful. And she was tall. I was this close to telling her she was beautiful and I didn't tell her. Because she was eating, I didn't want to disturb her. But she had to be a model. Like, she had to be. She's probably why she was here for Fashion Week. You're 5'6" too. You love to think you're tall. Is 5'6" tall? It could be tall. It could be tall. I guess if you're 4 foot something, then yeah, 5'6" is tall. You're 5'9", but I tell people you identify as 6'4". Yeah. I like being 5'6". I'm happy with my height. Usually people are either want to be taller or they want to be shorter. I'm pretty satisfied with my height. I like it. 5'6", kind of right in the middle, you know. And there's some girls who don't care, but I definitely don't want to be taller than my husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be able to wear heels and not be taller than my husband. So, like, although the 5'11" girlies are gorgeous, they're usually going to be taller than their husband. Unless they date a really tall husband, which is very possible. But some girls don't care about that at all. And it's not a big deal. Like, say I was in love with somebody and they were... No. I'm sorry. I'm not even going to lie. I was going to say, if I liked a man and he was shorter than me, then I would... No, I couldn't do it. I don't want to be taller than my husband. I want a nice big old gap. 6 feet and over. 6'4" and over. I like a tall man. You wear 4'6" heels, a lot of makeup for my 5'4" height. You wear 4-5" heels. I love it. Yeah, I love the heel thing. I love that. Not that I do it a lot, but they're still cute. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it's just my preference. I want to be able to wear heels, and still, my husband still is taller than me, you know. So, although these are just aesthetic things and they don't matter in the long run, you know. Being tall is cool until it's hard to date. That's what I'm saying. Like, they're gorgeous, the tall girls. Like I said, I saw one girl today. She was so pretty. I didn't ask her, but I assume she was from Sudan. She looked like she would be. Super tall, super skinny, perfect porcelain skin, and the jawline, that Sudanese jawline, you know? But I'm thinking, dang, she's gonna have to date a tall man. Unless she doesn't care about height, you know? And some women don't. And that's beautiful. Because it's just an aesthetic thing, you know? You're 5'11". That's a good height. My brother is, I don't know how tall he is. But he's very handsome, so it kind of... He's not the tallest man, but he's handsome. He's 5. He might be my height. I think he's 5'6". But he's handsome, so he can still get the ladies. Even though he has a girlfriend. But there's nothing wrong with your height, with anybody's height. but we all have our preferences, right? And yeah. You know, people always ask me what country am I most excited about going to. I always say it's Sudan. I cannot wait to go to Sudan. I literally cannot wait. What's some? I was very close to Sudan when I was in the Omo Valley of Ethiopia. If you guys saw me when I was in Ethiopia in the south, next with the, when I was with the tribes, like the Hammer tribe, that was so close to Sudan. We were literally neck and neck with Sudan. But that's why some people looked Sudanese. That's why. But anyways, what's some of your funniest icks? What do you mean funniest icks? Like how? Funniest icks how? I don't think I have a lot of icks. I would like to think myself to be very tolerant. I don't know, I'm self-proclaimed. I don't think I have a lot of icks. I don't think I do. Let me think. My favorite YouTuber of all time is Outdoor Boys. I literally have him on the TV right now. Outdoor Boys is my favorite YouTube channel. I watch him throughout the day. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's like an outdoor camper. And every time I watch his videos, I think like I want to do what he's doing, but then I think I can't do it because like there's so many times he's without Wi-Fi. There's so many times that there's spiders everywhere when he's camping. There's so many times where, yeah, I just like I realize there's a lot of things that are really difficult for me. Random things that turn you off about a person. Oh, about a person? I don't know if I have a lot of icks. Random things that turn me off about a person. Do you mean that person that I'm interested in? Because I don't think that I have icks about a person. I think unless I'm interested in this person, then I don't care. You get what? Does that make sense? Like, I would like to think that I'm a very tolerant person that can kind of be around anybody. I'm trying to think before I say that. Is it true? I would think so. I think I could be around anybody and not be too annoyed. But if I'm interested in this person, then yeah, I definitely have icks. But that's only like a romantic thing, right? Maryjane, I think you should give Ethiopia a second go. What do you mean? What do you mean you think I should give Ethiopia a second go? I was there for a month and a half. Yes, like a person you'd be dating romantically involved with, like funny answers only. How do I give a funny answer? I don't know. I don't know. Uh, you know what? I feel like I'm trying to think. I have a type, but it doesn't necessarily mean that like if somebody is not my type that they give me an ick. If that makes sense, you know what I'm saying? Like I definitely have a type. I've noticed I have a type when it comes to men. I definitely do. But it doesn't mean that if somebody falls outside of that category that I don't like them, like that they're icky to me. But I definitely have a type. Tall, loves the Lord, Jesus follower, somebody who's not really into social media, adventurous, nice job. You know, all the things, grown, mature. No. Uh, you know what's funny? My brother prophesied to me who I was going to end up with when if this was like, when did he say it to me? It was like 8 years ago. He said to me, "You're going to marry somebody who does this," and I said, "Heck no, heck no, I don't like that kind of person." And he said, "I'm just telling you, that's how I feel. I had a dream that you were going to marry somebody who does this." And I said, "There's no way. I don't like those type of people." And lo and behold, I'm not married yet, but uh, that's the person I'm with. Sorry. Oh, sorry. No need to apologize. Which country was your hardest? Hardest? Hardest. Hardest meaning what? Hardest meaning what? Which country was the hardest? I don't know what you mean by hard. Like I didn't like. Do you mean like I didn't like being there? Is that what you mean by hard? Most challenging. That's a good question. Hmm. I have to think for a second. Um, Part of me wants to say Ethiopia. I think Ethiopia. Have you been to the Faroe Islands? I have not. I have not been to the Faroe Islands. Um, they're owned by Denmark, if I'm not mistaken. So it's not its own country, but I will go. I have I want to go, but I have not been yet. I've been to Sicily, yes. I've been to Sicily. And yeah, I think Ethiopia was the most challenging country, for sure. Um, but I guess that was really hard for me to answer because I feel like because I've been traveling by myself for years that traveling isn't challenging to me. Like things are challenging, like there will be challenging situations, but the traveling itself is not, it's not necessarily difficult, if that makes sense. But yeah, Ethiopia was the most challenging for sure. Um, wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. Here, Ethiopian, Eritrean. Have you been to Eritrea? I have not been to Eritrea yet, but I have probably 15 to 20 Eritrean friends who tell me it's not difficult to get a visa, and I'm gonna stay with them when I go. I met all of my Eritrean friends when I was in college. Maybe I have a lot of Eritrean friends, and I met two people that told me they were gonna help me get my Eritrean visa when I was in Ethiopia. So it's not going to be very difficult at all. Actually, the guy who we spent the whole first day together, such a sweet guy. I don't know if you guys watch my Ethiopia vlogs. First day, second day I was in Ethiopia, a guy took me around Ethiopia. He literally told me that he can help me get my Eritrean visa, and that he knew somebody who was going to help me get my visa and show me around the country. So I said, it's going to be hard to get my Eritrean visa. He said, not at all. I've not been to Somalia. No, no, no. Not yet. I have only been to Ethiopia and Kenya and Tanzania in East Africa. Egypt. Is that East Africa? No, it's like North Africa. I have not. In the meantime, traveling is not difficult. in and of itself. When you're trying to travel entire continents, that is difficult. But the individual, how do you feel about Tunisians? I don't know if I feel any way about Tunisians. I think they're just people. But I love Tunisia. Very, very nice country. Very, very kind people. A lot different from Egypt. I thought it was going to be exactly like Egypt. It wasn't. It was beautiful and gorgeous and peaceful and nice, and I loved it. Really, really, really nice people in Tunisia. What are we doing here? Oh, it just hit 12. Okay. Oh, we got a donation from Richard. Thank you so much, Richard, for the donation. He's up. No, okay. Thanks, Richard. Are you here? Thank you so much. Richard donated, but we haven't hit any of these amounts yet, so I haven't been able to rip them down. Richard donated $25. Thank you so much, Richard. That is huge. That is huge. That is so appreciated. You have no idea how much the people who extend a hand to help me with this goal of visiting all the countries in the world, you must know how much it means to me. I'm so grateful. So the people who donate and they're like, it's just $25. Please never say that. It is so appreciated. You must know that. So thank you so much. I'm truly, truly, truly grateful. It's a huge deal to me. I want everybody to know. It's a huge, huge deal that there are people who want to help me in this goal of visiting all the countries in the world. It's life-changing. Like, I could cry just thinking about people believing in me and, like, literally being like, here's help, even if it's $5. It's a big, big, big deal to me, and I need to say that. So thank you so much, because he said this isn't much. This isn't much. Thank you. And I'm living my desires to travel the world through you. Oh my goodness, Joan, that means so much to me, and it's an honor and a privilege, and I will do my best to show you the world. And you know what? It actually is in reverse comforting to me, because I do all this by myself. So I honestly say, like, what would I do without you guys? Like, I don't understand. Like, I genuinely feel like we're all doing this. It sounds so cheesy though. So I don't know how to make it not sound cheesy, but it's very true. You guys cheer me on. You stay along with me through this journey, and through the peaks and the valleys, which is so meaningful. You're always with me in spirit. Okay, that kind of freaked me out a little bit. I was with you until you said to call on your name. Like, for real, I'm appreciative. I probably would have quit a long time ago from devastation without you guys, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pandemic. Yeah, you know what? I was like, it's 4th of July. I had assumed nobody was going to come on live today. I was like, everybody's with their families. Everybody's barbecuing. They're having family time. So I'm so glad that some of you guys had the time to come hang out and watch the live stream today. Really, really appreciative. I had a solo 4th of July, so it's very nice to be able to hang out with you guys. I got the craziest. I love I love my job. I love being a YouTuber. I love it. Like, I am not complaining. I know not all of my subscribers are American. Um, but 90, 80, no, not 90. 86% of my subscribers are American. So I just thought that a lot of people would be hanging out with their families on 4th of July. But I know not all of my subscribers are American. I know. And I love it. I love all of my subscribers. I just thought a huge chunk wouldn't be able to tune in. So, yeah. I love it. And then the Europeans, it's late for us. I'm not European. I said us. Sorry, I kind of just claimed Europe. I'm not, you know. But it's late in Europe, so I just thought, like, you know, who knows? I'm American. I am also American. I am also American. Just saying I like hanging out with you guys. That's all I'm saying. I typically sleep probably around 10 p.m. if I'm not going live. If I do the lives, I'm up till late. But then, like, let's say I go really late doing the live, I'll sleep later. You know what I'm saying? So today will be one of those days. Like, it's 12 right now a.m. So whatever time we get finished this live, I'll just make up for the sleep into tomorrow, you know? Well, maybe I will. I don't know. Because I have to get up and vlog. But maybe I'll sleep in a little bit, you know, an hour or two, you know. But you gotta do what you gotta do. Maybe I'll go live earlier tomorrow. I'd love to say you're somebody who sleeps early, but I stay on my phone. Oh, I have to admit, I have been doing that too. Sometimes I'm so good, and my phone is not with me in the bed. I'll have like spurts where I'm really good with the phone. Oh, thank you so much, Kanan. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yay! Yeah, I have spurts. Like, sometimes I'm really good with that, and sometimes I'm really bad where I'm on my phone. Especially with coming back to Instagram. Like, I didn't even have the Instagram app on my phone for a long time, for like the last 3 years. So like, I didn't scroll at all. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Facebook. I don't have Instagram. I literally didn't scroll at all. But I just started back on Instagram. I've already noticed how much of my time it's taking. Oh my gosh. So like, I took like a 2.5 year break from Instagram, and I was never on my phone because there was nothing to scroll. I've never had TikTok. So, and I don't scroll YouTube, you know what I mean? So, YouTube is not really a scrolling, you know, it's not the same. So, like, I didn't have the scrolling problem where hours go by and you've just been scrolling. Now that I'm back on Instagram, I'm noticing that's a problem in my life again. I will notice an hour will just leave me, and all I did was just this on Instagram. I need to figure this out. I need to get this in check again. So yeah, I have been noticing I've been scrolling on my phone as well, and it needs to be checked. I've heard the best thing to do is put your phone away from you. Like, have a certain hour where you say it's 8 p.m. or it's 9 p.m. and the phone goes somewhere away from me, and then I will be able to do everything I need to do the next day, you know? So that's what I've kind of been doing, is put the phone on the other side of the room, because as somebody who works online, I always have an excuse. I can always say, oh, I need to check an email, or I need to check one of my YouTube. You know what YouTube tried to do to me? YouTube literally sent me an email, and they told me, we're taking down 3 of my African videos. They said, we're taking down boom, boom, boom. And they were 3 heavy hitters. And I literally wrote back to them, and I was like, don't you dare. They said they were taking them down because, you know, if you guys watch my Ethiopia videos with the tribes, there was a lot of tribal people who weren't wearing any clothes. That had, like, the little kids sometimes had their wee-wees out. But I tried my best to not show but there was like a lot of kids like walking in the background when I was with the tribes with their wee-wees were out. And then the women didn't have shirts on. But I tried to say to YouTube, it's cultural. It's not sexual. So anyways, yeah, I won. I won the case. So the videos are there, but they tried to take them down and saying that they were sexually explicit. I'm like, that's not sexual. And you know, that's my job, so don't be taking down my hard work. But it's okay. The problem was resolved. It was the video where I was with the Konso tribe and with the Himba tribe, the women who had no shirts on in Namibia. So I fought back. I literally emailed them back and I'm like, this is my job. I make money from those videos. It is how I fund my mission of visiting all the countries in the world. You better not take my work down. Because it wasn't sexual. Like, come on now. It was not sexual. I don't think anybody looked at my travel videos and was like, you know, got a sexual note from them. So yeah, and it's like I see worse all the time. Come on now. And some of the women, like when I was with the Consul tribe, the women like their boobs were completely out. But I tried my best to like not show them for more than like 5 or 6 seconds. Tina's here! Tina! Happy 4th, Tina. Thank you so much for the super chat. And thank you, Joan. Yeah, YouTube gets really weird when you start showing tribes. They almost want to be like, we can't monetize this video. And I'm just like, you're going to monetize it. You're going to monetize it. Don't do that. But I won the case. So that's really cool. No Diddy talk on this channel, please. No, thank you. But yeah, everything was resolved. Tina's here, Tina's here, Tina's here. Thank you so much, Tina, and happy 4th to you and your daughter. I hope you have an amazing day. What are we doing? Hot dogs on the grill or what? What was the vibe, Tina? Steaks, hot dogs, or what? You guys, do I have an accent? Someone told me I had an accent today. Do I have an accent? Like, if you heard me talking, where would you assume that I was from? Because don't hype me up. Because someone said I had an accent today. And I got hyped. Cooking spaghetti. Yeah, you sound Jersey. Literally, somebody today told me, are you from New Jersey? And I said, yeah. They said, you have a New Jersey accent. I never have been told that I have a Jersey accent before. I've never heard anybody ever tell me that. But I'm like, I am from New Jersey. I'm from South Jersey. And they were like, yeah, we can tell. You sound like you're from South Jersey. I was hyped. I was like, okay. I love it. Don't. Not that the Jersey accent is like cute or anything, but I just never thought that I had it. But I do notice, like, when I'm on the phone with my family, they sound so Jersey, it's not even funny. I do not sound like I'm from California. I'm British, so my judgment could be off. I think I sound like I'm from Jersey. You're the second person to confirm this. Oh, thank you, Beatrice. Thanks, Beatrice. I appreciate that. Yeah, by the mouth of 2 witnesses, I have a Jersey accent. You can't tell me otherwise. I don't know. I know people have one way more than I do, but it was just funny. Somebody had said that to me, and I've never heard anybody ever say that to me before, so I kind of got hyped. Because I didn't think I had an accent. Oh, am I freezing? Beatrice, am I freezing, guys? Beatrice said I'm freezing. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah, on my end it says everything's okay. Alright. Hey, I got to see you. My battery is dying. Oh, okay. Well, have a good rest of your day. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, I think we're good to go here. If it's freezing, maybe if you like leave and then come back, maybe it will fix itself. Let me check. Oh! What's going on here? We got a donation, but I don't see from who yet. Richard? Richard! Richard just donated twice. Richard! Okay, so altogether, Richard donated 30. Yay, we finally get to take a sticker down. Richard donated again so that he would donate a total of $38. So we're going to take this one down. Oh boy. Shout out to Richard. This says, I'm going to tell you a joke. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. We got a joke for Richard coming. Hold on, I have to check. I need to make sure it's a good one. So, Richard, we got a joke coming. Okay, hold on. I gotta make sure it's a good one. Okay, I got a joke for Richard. Okay. Why don't travelers ever get lost in the airport? Why don't travelers ever get lost in the airport? Think about it. Anyway. Should I hit you with the punchline? Richard, anybody? Because they choose to. No. Travelers. Why don't travelers get lost in the airport? Because they always follow their terminal instincts. You get it? You get it? They always follow their terminal instinct. Right? You know what I'm saying? You get it? Get it? Like maternal instinct, terminal instinct. You know. Yeah. That was a joke for Richard. You have my permission to use that one on the streets if you need to. That's a good one, right? Get it? Maternal instinct. The girls who get it. You're not laughing. Come on. Tough crowd. I've always wanted to go to a comedy show. I'm gonna look. There must be a comedy show in Paris. I'm gonna look for one. How'd you think of that? Oh, it just came to me. I'm gonna look. You hate comedy shows. Why? I don't think I've ever been to a comedy show. I want to find one. There must be some in Paris, but are they in French? The ones here might be in French, which wouldn't be as fun. I want to go to a comedy show because it's something I've never experienced before. And I love funny people. I'm going to look for a comedy show. One time your friend forced you to go to sit in the front with her and the comedian ripped into me. Because I wasn't laughing. Oh my gosh, that makes it even funnier. That is hilarious. That is hilarious. You know, it would be so. You wanted to die. You should have just started fake laughing at all his stuff. He was probably like, this girl giving me a hard time. She knows I'm funny. I'm dying. You know what? That is messed up. I'd probably be tight too. Like, I came here to laugh and you're roasting me. I wonder how I feel if, like, the comedian would just roast me the whole night. Yeah. That would be. That. I'm gonna look. We're gonna see if I can possibly go to a comedy show here and vlog it. That would be really funny. Because I feel like sometimes when it's not funny, it's still funny. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes when something is so not funny, don't say that's me. Don't say that's me. But you know when something is so not funny that it becomes funny? He came up to me after and said, sorry. It's like, too late. You should have said sorry on stage. He was like, he probably didn't know where to go with his jokes, but he started roasting you and was like, oh yeah, this is a little easier. Roasting people sometimes is a lot easier than trying to just be funny all on your own. I'll tell you who knows how to roast people. New Yorkers. New Yorkers know how to roast. It's crazy. They know how to get you together. I would have said pregnant bladder, be right back. Right. I would have been like, I have a doctor's appointment. Yeah, I feel like just walking around New York is a free comedy show. New York City. And a free roast, too. Scott, so I'm definitely going to look that up. We'll see what happens. If I do go to a comedy show, I'm definitely vlogging it. Because I've never experienced that at all. And it sounds really, really fun. Even if it wasn't funny. And I definitely feel like I'm somebody that doesn't laugh at everything. So we'll see. I'm a pretty good. I like to think I'm a good critic, comedian critic. I'm just kidding. Like, I don't even know who I think is funny now. Like, I don't even know if that's a lie. Cat Williams is hilarious. I would pay to go see him. He's the only person I'd really ever pay to go see and be really excited about. He's hilarious. And he's so funny. Right, right. But other than him, I don't really know anybody else that I consider to be, like, funny. Organically funny. You wouldn't want somebody to be roasting you. I was gonna say that I don't, but then I realized, like, I'm a YouTuber. I'm a YouTuber who has hundreds of thousands of people watching. So, like, that in itself is you getting roasted all the time. YouTube is, being on the internet is like a free freaking roast. People roasted me every day of my life. So I was just about to say that I would care, but I'm like, no, I wouldn't care. I'm used to it. I feel like I'm used to it. People pulling you apart. It comes with being on the internet. So I think maybe, I don't know, because it's not like it's real life, you know what I mean? It's the internet, it's comments, but like, it exists on the internet. So maybe I would feel differently if it was like a live comedy show, you know? So maybe it would bother me. Because I was gonna say, I don't think that'd bother me because, like, I'm on YouTube and I constantly get roasted. So I think I have a thick skin, but yeah, it's a different experience when you're sitting in a room with live. Totally different. But yeah, we'll see. I would love to do that. I guess you won't be going back to one. I was looking at classes today. Like, there's all these different classes you can book here in France. Um, and I was looking at like different classes you can book, and I saw this class and I was like, oh, I'm doing it. You were in Paris during Fête de la Musique. Yes, I was during Fête. But to be very honest, I did not. I am so introverted that I didn't go to any of the festivals, any of the music shows, or any. I have extreme anxiety in crowds. Like, I can't comfortably be in a crowd. Like, even next week, there's a big holiday here in France, and I participated in it not last year, but the year before. It's called Bastille Day. It's a huge parade. Everybody's in the streets, and the Eiffel Tower, there's fireworks at the Eiffel Tower, which are so beautiful. I was, I participated 2 years ago, but I can't do it again. Like, when there's crowds of people, I can't handle it. Like, I literally don't like, I can't do it. I can't comfortably be with tons of people. I just can't. So, although I was here during the Fête de la Musique, I didn't do anything. I didn't want to. There was lots of like outdoor, but I was riding my bike the next day, and there was trash everywhere. I've never seen Paris so dirty, and I was asking the trash people like, what? Why is there trash everywhere on the streets? They're like, oh, the music festival was last night. I was like, oh, right. Everybody stayed out till like 3 o'clock in the morning, drinking, partying, screaming in the streets. So same thing they did when PSG won the, you know. So no, I don't live in Paris. I'd love to live here, but I don't live now. I live in Paris now. But you know, I'm just here. But I would love to. Maybe possibly in the future. You never know. I would love that. I'm kind of really, I don't really think I live anywhere. I think I live on this mission to visit every country in the world. I have homesteads, but I don't really have a concrete, this is where I live, exact place. I have little homes. Japan, Amsterdam, Paris. Could I claim Paris as somewhere I live? No, I can't. No. I travel full time on a mission to visit all the countries. So when I'm done visiting all the countries, um, maybe it will be Paris. You never know. You never know. I'm about to say, excuse me. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm kind of a nomad. I am a nomad. Trying to finish all these countries. 7 years I've been doing this, so I very much plan to finish next year around this time. I like your name. I don't really know how to say it, but it looks very pretty. I'm not going to attempt to try to say your name because I don't want to mess it up. Let me see what we're doing here. Oh. Yeah, excuse me. Sorry for the sneeze. There's so much dust in here. I told the cleaning lady and she said she was going to fix it, but she didn't. I think it's the curtains. Thank you very much. Let me see what we got going on here. Okay, what are we doing here? It's 12:30. It is 12:30 a.m. in Paris. I'm actually not that tired yet. Would you go back to composing after traveling every country? 100%. Totally. But I'm still gonna travel when I'm finished visiting all the countries. Just a lot less and a lot more calculated, more like a normal person travels, not constantly traveling, living out of the suitcases like I do now, constantly in new countries all the time, changing countries all the time. So I will still travel though, but just a lot less, especially because I'm gonna be married and have kids. So I have to be a lot more responsible when I'm done this if I want to have a family. So, but yes, I will go back to composing music, which is what I was doing before all of this. Would you have you been to Poland? Yes, I have. I've been to Poland 3 times. I've been to Warsaw and Krakow and Zakopane. Beautiful country with really nice people. A lot of my close friends are Polish, and this nice man. I always say he's my angel. He's not my angel. I want to be very. He has a girlfriend. I don't want to be that. But and I do too. On a girlfriend. What I'm saying is we're both in separate relationships. I'm not trying to make it sound weird, but I always say when I was, you guys know I'm a professional skydiver. I got in a very serious skydiving accident. This was, when was this? 2 years ago. This was 2 years ago. Yes. I got in a serious skydiving accident. I told you guys the story. Um, Parachute failed at the last minute. I almost broke my jawbone. I had to rush to the hospital. This guy who was also skydiving with me, he literally kind of saved my life. He told me how to sit my neck. He literally told me how to like position my neck so that my neck wouldn't break. And he rushed me to the hospital, stayed there with me till I got the x-rays. Very, very, very nice guy. That's one of my Polish. I just brought him up because someone said, have I been to Poland? I have been many times, and some of my closest friends are Polish. This guy I'm talking about was Polish. And he stayed at the hospital with me while I got the x-rays, and they told me that my neck wasn't broken, which was amazing news. But he stayed there, and he helped me, and we skydived together a lot. That's one of my closest friends. He's Polish. Um, yeah, but I didn't mean to make it sound weird. He's married, and, not making it weird at all. Just a really, really, really close friend. And then I can't wait to hear about your marriage plans. Can you guys imagine when I'm like telling you guys I'm pregnant and stuff? I still plan to do YouTube when I get married and have kids because I think that's going to be I think it's going to be next year. Well, probably not next year, but maybe the year after that. Yeah, I'm like, realistically, that's not going to be next year. What am I talking about? I'm finishing my every country goal next year, not marriage. That's going to be, I mean, possibly. You never know. You never know. Let me stop trying to figure it out. One of my friends is half Polish, half Ethiopian, and grew up in Warsaw. And I was so intrigued by that when I first met her. And I'm assuming Poland is pretty homogenous country. Poland, you know what? To be very, very, very honest about Poland, I think Poland is a very interesting country, and I have had a lot of Polish people tell me that they have a problem with the immigration. I don't know I don't know to what extent, but there is a lot of immigration from Ethiopia and from Eritrea to Poland and from Somalia. And I have heard that the Polish people don't like it. They want them to go back home. But I don't know how true it is. Like I said, I haven't firsthand spoken to anyone about it, but I have had several Polish people tell me that they have a lot, especially Somalian immigration, Somalian, Ethiopian, and Eritrean immigration, and the Polish people are like, they want them to leave. But also, I think, this is again what I think, I don't know. I think that issue is because the Polish government is not doing well and the Polish economy is not doing well. It's a very poor country. Like, most of the Polish don't have money. So I think the issue with them not being happy about the immigration is that they're like, we're already trying to uh, fix our own economy, and they feel like they're coming there and taking all the jobs. I don't know. But that's what my Polish friends told me, that there's a problem right now with the immigrants. They want them to leave Poland. But again, I would have to go there. Maybe I'll do a video about that one day. Maybe I'll go back to Poland and kind of interview the Polish people, and then interview the immigrants and be like, how do you feel here? And then I'll interview the Polish people and be like, how do you feel about the immigration from Africa here? So we'll see. But I did know that there is a lot of Ethiopians, Eritreans, and Somalians in Poland. I was only traveling Poland, so I was only there for like 2 weeks, so I didn't get a good feel of all the stuff going on. But as far as the country being homogenous, maybe you could say that. You could say that. You got a friend who is Hungarian. She's fascinating, and I learn a lot. Oh, Hungarians, I think they're just like, no, I don't know. But really cool. Yeah, I've been to Hungary. Very, very, very beautiful country. I've been to all the countries in Europe. Yeah, I've been to all the European countries. I've been to Poland, Hungary, Germany, all the countries. Yeah, I did it already. Europe is the first place that I went to when I decided to visit every country in the world about 6 years ago. I came straight to Europe to try to get it finished, and it was so easy because you can literally hop on a bus and be in the next country in Europe. That's one thing I love about Europe. You could literally be like, I want to go to Italy. Like, even me right now, I could say, I want to go to Spain. I could walk to the train station and get on a train to Spain and be there, the train to Spain. And I could be in Spain in about 4 hours on the train. Or I could take a bus, which would be a lot more arduous. But that's one thing I love about Europe. And I could literally be like, I want to go to Germany. I could hop on a train and be in Germany. I could be like, I want to go down to the Netherlands. I could hop on a train and be in the Netherlands. That's why Europe was so easy to complete and I was thinking that I wanted to visit all the countries in the world. You can literally just get on a bus and be in the next country within 2 and 3 hours. So, really simple continent to travel around. Really, really easy. Got a friend, yeah. You went to Helsinki. Ooh. On a work trip, and the people were super friendly, and I really liked it. They are super friendly in Finland. I love Finland. I actually was super surprised about how much I loved Finland. I loved it. Yeah, and you're right. People were super, 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 super sweet. Same with Sweden. I was not expecting to love Sweden. Sweden is one of my favorite. Sweden is like one of my top 10 favorite countries in the whole world. I love Sweden. I could live in Sweden because of how much I like it. That caught me by surprise. I didn't know that I was going to love Finland and Sweden so much. They're really, really, really cool countries with really sweet, kind people. And if you're a salmon girly, I just called myself a salmon girly. I'm a salmon girly. I am in love with salmon. You have to go to the Scandinavian countries and eat the salmon. I had the best salmon. I don't even want to talk about it. In Finland, Sweden, and Norway, I had the best salmon. Ooh. Did you have any salmon when you went there? It's so good. That Scandinavian salmon is life-changing. You went to Stockholm last year to visit family and found it a little boring. Stockholm is vibey. Stockholm is a vibe. But Sweden is big. Especially if you visit the north. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful in the north. I liked Stockholm a lot. Yeah, I really like Sweden. I really like it. The salmon there is insane. And I am I'm a salmon lover, so I know what I'm talking about. I'm a salmon expert. Yeah, you gotta go there and try it. I guess the best places in the world to have salmon is in Alaska and in the Scandinavian countries. It's just so good. The omega 3s. I think I love getting to know you guys in your travel adventures. I love it. You've been around. You've gone around the globe. You've done some serious traveling. A lot of people don't go to countries like Poland and Finland, so that's really cool that you went to Finland and Sweden. A lot of people don't hit those countries. Oh, did you go to Denmark? Uh-oh. Denmark is the vibe. Expensive though. You've been very blessed. Denmark is so I love Denmark. Um but it's crazy expensive. Your aunt your aunt lived there. Okay, wow. You got family in the Scandinavian countries. That's really cool. Yeah, Denmark is oof. Oh my gosh, it's expensive. That country is no joke. Mm. But really, really, really nice. They say they make it expensive on purpose. That's what somebody told me to kind of ward off too much immigration. Would you say that the U.S. is one of your least favorite countries? Aww, I don't want to say that. No, the U.S. is not one of my least favorite countries. No. Um, no way. It's not. I definitely have a lot of quarrels with the United States. I think that the country has fallen a lot. Um, I guess what I mean by that is the American culture. I think that the American culture has kind of been something that is not something that I'm proud of, if that makes sense anymore. I love being American. I'm proud to be American. But at the same time, I'm just like when I travel the world, it's kind of like I look maybe also maybe because I am American that I just look so hard at America, but I just feel like the lack of education compared to the rest of the world, like if you ask an American basic questions, they don't know the answers. And like that's sad and it's something that I have a problem with. And then the American judgment, like I feel like American people, we judge the rest of the world so hard and not like I feel like American people are so afraid of the world, and I'm just like the world is a lot safer than the US, so I don't understand that. So I definitely have my issues with the American culture, I guess. But I definitely don't hate America, if that makes sense. Um, we're so spoiled, sheltered, and judgmental. Thank you. You kind of articulated, you kind of said what I was trying to say. I was trying to dance around that. But yes, yes. It was so sad. Jimmy Kimmel did a study about this. Jimmy Kimmel literally, oh my gosh, he went into the streets of America and he interviewed the like average American on basic knowledge. I mean basic. The average American didn't know. Like he asked basic questions. Like he had a map of the world and he's like, point to Kazakhstan, point to Afghanistan, point to Italy, point to Poland. The Americans literally had no idea. Okay, he's like, okay, so then point to West Virginia. The Americans didn't even know where it was on the map. I'm like, okay, and then he was asking basic questions about American history. He was like, in what year did this happen? In what year did that happen? what, like, basic stuff. The average American, it's scary. It's scary. And then, like, he'd ask basic math, like a basic algebra question. And the reason he did the interview is because he was trying to prove the point that the American schools education system has fallen. That's why I dropped out of college. And that is why I chose to leave the United States of America, because I wanted to get educated from around the world. I didn't want to rely on the American school system and rely on the American way of life that is just, in my opinion, it doesn't make sense. It's like everyone either wants to become a celebrity, so they move to LA or New York because they think they're going to be a famous singer or a famous model or something. Or people think that college, I don't know. Like, of course, there's admirable Americans. I'm not making a blanket statement, but I just was like, this is not for me. This is not for me. I got out of the United States of America before it was too late. Now, do I think that there's people who live in the United States who are very successful and go, they figure it out? Yes, of course. I mean, of course. But it was just something that I was like, I don't want to be a part of this system that I don't think works. And I'm out. I'm out of here. But I definitely do not hate Americans. That would be silly. And I definitely do not hate the United States of America. That would be silly. I love it. I have a love for America. I really do. I just think there are some flaws that need to be addressed, and nobody's addressing them. Nobody's addressing the average American intelligence. It's scary. And how Americans are think that the whole world is like so unsafe. Like, it's crazy. You should see the comments I get sometimes when I'm traveling around the world about how unsafe I am going, or I'm gonna die here and here and here. And I'm just like, do you realize America's like up here, sitting at the top of the world's most dangerous countries? So yeah, anyways, I have bones to pick, maybe because it's my own country that I have a lot of bones to pick with the US, but I definitely don't hate the US, and I definitely don't hate American people. I mean, that would be silly. I'm American. And I'm proud to be American. I love being American. I really do. I wouldn't want to be from anywhere else. So I have a lot of American pride. And I don't hate the US. A lot of people think I hate the US. I don't. But would I live there again? No. Well, no. I'll visit it all the time, though, because literally my entire family is in the United States. So I'll visit it. But I don't see myself living there again, because I'm just too in love with other places. Like, I've fallen head over heels in love with out here. My grandma refuses to believe me, though. She always says to me, I'm praying one day you'll move. I'm like, me, what in the world? But she just says that because she wants me to be close to her. I've been to Verona, yes, in Italy. I've been there. It's very beautiful. You always wanted to go to the unusual places like Italy, like Rome, Florence, Venice, Milan, Capri, Amalfi, but Verona has been tickling my fancy lately. I feel proud to say that I've been to Rome, Florence, Venice, Milan, Capri, and the Amalfi Coast, and Verona, and I would say Verona is incredibly beautiful. It's very tiny, and there's not a lot to do, but it's very close to Milan. So I always tell people that if you're going to Milan, also visit Verona. You can take a train and be there in 2 hours. Verona is gorgeous. It has amazing pizza, really, really cute little, and they have like, it looks like the Colosseum, but it's not the Colosseum. But it's like whatever that thing is called. That's not the Colosseum, but it looks like the Colosseum. So it's really, really cool for a day trip. There's not too much going on besides food if you just want to eat. But I always tell people, if you're going to Italy, you can take a day trip to Verona from Milan and then go back to Milan. There's a little bit more going on in Milan. But Verona is gorgeous. Italy is gorgeous. Italy's absolutely beautiful. And Verona is a vibe for sure. And Capri, yeah, Italy is just insane. It's absolutely beautiful. Beautiful country. It's just like everybody says. It's dreamy. I think I want to have my wedding in Italy. Oh, you're a foodie? Oh, okay. Listen. You need, listen. Italy has really good food, but I always tell people that I don't think that you're gonna find that food in Rome. I really don't. Oh, thanks so much, Kanan. Thank you again for the super chat. Thank you so much. I always tell people, in Rome, you ain't gonna find the good Italian food. It's all touristy. It's the same thing that happened in Tulum, Mexico. It's the same thing that happened in Bali. It's like when things, when certain places become so popular, sometimes the quality goes way down. That's what happened in Rome. So I don't think you can get the good, delicious, insanely tear-jerking, delicious Italian food in Rome. You gotta leave Rome. Once you leave Rome, you're you're you can start tasting the delicious food in Italy. Oh my gosh, I'm just thinking about it right now. Ooh, yeah. Listen, I had the best. If you don't know, I talked about the best meal I ever had in my entire life. That I sat and cried for an hour. Was when I was in Florence, Italy. Insane. It's like the Italians were blessed with. I don't know what they were blessed. I don't know what kind of blessing that is. Where they just their food is like a love language. It's insane. But I just had a simple bowl of pasta with tiramisu, and that was I had wine that time. I've had wine. I've had alcohol 4 times in my life. That was one of the times because the Italians, they're so religious about their food. And the guy told me, you have to have this wine with this pasta. And I was like, I don't drink. He's like, no, you literally have to have the wine with this pasta. And I said, I don't want wine. I don't drink alcohol. He literally said, then you don't have to eat at my restaurant. But that's how Italians are. They're so religious about their food. So he said, you're going to have this wine with the pasta you ordered, or you don't have to eat at my restaurant. I was like, okay, dramatic. I took 2 or 3 sips. I mean, I guess it tasted nice. But he just told me, this is the perfect wine to pair with this pasta that I ordered, you know? And then the tiramisu. Was the wine good though with the pasta? Yeah, he literally said that like they're meant to go together. Like that's why he told me I had to get both. He's like they're meant to go together though. This wine with this pasta with the tiramisu, and he's like it's the whole experience. And I was like, I don't drink alcohol, and he was like, grow up. Yeah, he was literally that, but that's all of Italy. That's all the Italians. They're so religious about their food. It's like a religion to them. It's like, no, you don't do this, and you do this, and you don't do this, and this is how you eat this. So, I mean, he was right. I mean, it was. I'm not a wine expert, so I can't say anything about the wine. I don't know anything about wine. I've had wine 3 times. But I don't know. It was good, I guess. But that was the best meal I ever had in my life, and I just sat there literally for like 2 or 3 hours just taking in the food, like taking in what just happened because the food was so good. And if you guys follow me on Instagram at the time, I literally was like crying on my Instagram. There's some people who remember that day because it was just I still know where the restaurant is in my head. If I went there, if I was there right now, I could walk. My roommate is half Italian and won't ever let me forget it. Yeah, that's how Italians are. They're extremely, what's the word? Prideful? I don't want to say prideful. That sounds negative. They love. I grew up with a lot of Italians because I'm from New Jersey, so 50% of the people I went to school with were Italian, and it's like 100 times a day they won't let you forget that they're Italian. I'm Italian. I'm Italian. I'm Italian. Oh, I'm Italian, so. Well, did you know that it's like I'm Italian? So, anyways, the Italians are very patriotic, and we love that. This was in Florence, yes. The most delicious meal I ever had was in Florence, but easily, Like, I'm just speaking of one little restaurant. You could easily go to Florence, eat anywhere, and have that experience. The food is crazy good in Florence, Italy. Especially if they specialize in steak. You know what's crazy? I did not know. I just recently discovered how healthy steak is. And now it's like my favorite food. I eat it all the time. But I still play that game like, oh, I don't eat that much meat. Ugh. Some of the worst days of my life. What in the world? But when I was in Florence that one time, I still was like playing the game like I don't like meat, I don't like dairy. I'm a complete different animal now. I literally live on meat and dairy. It's, you know. But so I didn't try the steak, but all the Italians told me when you go to Florence, they're literally known for having like the world's best steak. So get like a ribeye steak, get, or a sirloin steak. So I can't wait to go back so I can try the steak there because all the Italians will tell you that you can get the best steak in Florence, Italy, which I have never tried, which is so sad. So anyone who goes to Florence, have the steak. It's literally what they're known for. They're known for having it amazing. If you eat steak, they're known for having some of the world's best ribeye. Yeah. So yeah, baby, listen. The food there is no joke. It is not too hyped up at all. Italy's not hyped up at all. It's literally dreamland. The food is insane. I hope it never changes. I can't imagine. I hope it never changes to where it gets lost in the sauce, where all the people die that have all the good recipes. And this is why it's so important to learn how to cook. Hey, listen, let your grandma teach you how to cook. Because what's going to happen in 50, 60 years if people just ordering food so much and then all the people who knew how to cook die? You know what I'm saying? What the heck is going on outside? Yeah, we gotta preserve culture. You stopped eating pork until I went to Italy, and that was all they were feeding me. And I'm eating pork to this day. Baby, listen. I love a good piece of pork. I don't eat pork all the time, but I love a good piece of pork. I don't want to eat nasty, cheap pork, but pork is delicious. I know some people don't eat it. I love it. I mean, that's good for you, but I also love a good piece of pork. And you're right. All of Europe, for the most part, eats pork. So I love a good piece of pork, baby. No, no, no. Bacon? Like, come on now. Bacon? And I want a bacon substitute. And the Europeans live long and healthy, so. So do Japanese and Chinese. If you go to China, the same thing will happen. They will be feeding you pork all day long. And the Chinese live literally up until eternity. And Jesus only sent the demons into the pigs because the pigs were right there. Jesus didn't send the demons into the pigs because something was wrong with the pigs. The pigs were right there. It was a proximity situation. So it wasn't like Jesus was cursing the pigs. It was answering a question. Because a lot of people like to say Jesus was against pork. That's why he sent demons into them. That's not what the scripture says. And Peter asked, "Oh, I hate this water. Arigato gozaimasu. Arigato gozaimasu. Hi, how are you?" Come on, because people like to say, Jesus said not to eat pork. No. Peter asked Jesus because that's the thing that the Jewish culture was struggling with so much when Jesus was on earth. All they did was ask Jesus so many times, is this wrong? Is this right? Is this right? Is this wrong? Some people say this, some people say that. Is it wrong to eat and dig? They had so many laws. You can't wear a scarf on Tuesdays. You can't eat or go to a garden on a Saturday. You can't wear blue with purple. You can't. The Jews had all these laws. When Jesus was on earth, all they did and I cannot sing. Oh my gosh, that is so mean. But you can't sing. You know what? I'll take it. I take that constructive criticism if you don't think I can sing. Um, no hard feelings. Jasmine, hi! But I'm just gonna say this. Peter came to Jesus explicitly and said, "You love me though." I love it. Thank you so much. And if I can't sing, in your opinion, you know what? I can handle that. I can handle it. You're serious? Okay. Thanks. I don't know what you want me to say. Thank you. What? I don't know what kind of reaction you want. What did you want me to say? Would you want me to cry? I don't know. Okay. I don't know that I was singing though in that video. Was I singing? But anyways, what were we saying? So we were saying something. We were singing. Okay, what were we saying? We were talking about the pigs. We were talking about the pigs. Okay. We were talking about. Catch. What were we talking about, guys? Oh yes. Hi, Jasmine. Great to see you. Even better to see you. How are you? I hope you're having a good 4th of July. That is why it is in Italy's countryside. The pigs run wild. There's so many people have to eat. Right. Hello. Right. People have to eat. People eat what's in front of them. Hello. But you can eat whatever you want. No one's forcing you to eat pork. But I eat it. I sure do. I love a good piece of bacon. My true enemy is processed food, and my beef is with fast food. That's where my beef is. Beef, get it? You're craving salmon. I'm always craving salmon. I'm always craving salmon. No, I wouldn't eat monkey ribs, but if I did eat monkey ribs, I wouldn't think that it was wrong. I just am not interested in eating monkey ribs. But it wouldn't be wrong, like, against Jesus and against the Bible if I did. Or if anybody did. Oh, didn't you say last time there was no name popping up for the Cash App? You'd said that before and then you found it. It's in the comments. I pinned it in the comment. You're spending time with your family and you're gonna go see the fireworks later. Oh, well, I'm happy that you tuned in the middle of all that. Thank you so much. And that sounds so fun. That is so wholesome, and that's a blessing. I used to go watch the fireworks on 4th of July as a child, and so that's super cool. Hope you're eating some delish food, barbecue, hamburgers, hot dogs, you know. You took a tour from south to the north of Italy, and it was breathtaking. Micah, I already know. Italy is gorgeous, and that sounds so fun. That sounds so fun. I know you were eating good. I know you were eating good. Yeah, Italy is. If you have the opportunity to take your time in Italy, that's just the best. And I always tell people who go to Rome, why are you going to Rome? Why? You're literally, it's like, come on now. Italy's so beautiful, but in my opinion, outside of Rome. And you can't even get good food in Rome. The food in Rome is crap. You know? You haven't seen the fireworks in a little bit, so yeah, barbecue. Oh, I love it! I love barbecue vibes, hot dog vibes. That sounds so fun. I had a little mini celebration myself today for 4th of July, you know, in France. I had Greek yogurt. But I'm super happy for you. It sounds like a load of fun. Yeah, that is so amazing, the tour you took from south. from South to North Italy, and them Italians, there's some healthy people. They are healthy. They're healthy in Italy. It's one of the blue zones is there. Rome? Why do I have to go to Rome? The tour. The goal is inching. We've had a donation from Richard. Sorry, I didn't forget you, Richard. Richard donated, and so we've had one donation from the board, but then we had two people donate $5. So thank you so much to the Abdullah, donated $5, and yeah, someone else, Abdullah, but we've had the super chats popping off. Abdullah, and how could I forget Siobhan, the angelic Siobhan. Donate! So it's been pumping. Things have been pumping. Oh! Let's celebrate their 20th super on live stream. Kanan, you've donated 20 times. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. I can't wait to see the next African country. Yeah, I'm excited too. Stay tuned because I'm planning so much. If people only knew what goes on behind the scenes. If people... Huh? If people only knew what went on behind the scenes, you know. But just know that you're going to see your girl back in Africa. Baby girl, very soon. And it will be a whole scenario. A whole shebang. But it takes a lot of preparing and a lot of let me do this, not just any old way, but let me try to do this the right way. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to do it so that it's a lot more calculated than it was last time. So that's all that's happening. Preparation. And fundraising, baby! So thank you to all the people who come and help your girl. Because this is freaking hard. So the people that come to help me, I just can't even thank you enough. Genuinely. You just can't. Uh-oh. We just hit 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, here's the deal. Do you know where heritage is in Africa? Impossible. That is impossible to know where my heritage is in Africa. I don't think that is even possible to find out, and I say it all the time. Why? Because, first of all, okay, I hate bringing this up, but I'm just going to briefly run down what happened with slavery. Slavery already existed and still does in Africa, right? Before the Europeans showed up. The Europeans show up, they're like, oh, we can get these slaves for super cheap, ship them over to the US, and they can build the whole country for us, right? So slaves were already being traded through Africa before the Europeans came to get the slaves at the port in Senegal, usually, before they were bringing them to the United States of America, right? So for example, let's say that all the slaves, a big slave boat was coming from Africa to the United States 200 years ago, right? It doesn't even mean that all the slaves on that boat were from one place. They were from all over the continent. Slaves were being traded all throughout Africa when the Europeans showed up to purchase slaves, right? So that's part of the reason why it makes it impossible to know if you're from the US and your African lineage comes from slaves. That's why it is so impossible to know where the heck those slaves even came from. They could have come from anywhere. So there was a slave port, but the slaves were already being traded around the continent already. You get what I'm coming from? So then, boom, the slaves show up in the United States of America, and they mixed them. So they didn't want friends being with friends. They didn't want moms and dads and cousins being together because they didn't want them to be unified. So when the slaves showed up in the United States of America, they shuffled them around. They were separating families on purpose, right? So they would split up a mom and child, they'd split up a husband and wife, they'd split up an aunt and uncle, they'd split up cousins because they didn't want the slaves having unity. They wanted them to not know each other. So, boom, that's another level of separation. Here's another level. My family, I'm from the East Coast, we're mixed with the Italian, we're mixed with the Asian, my grandma, part Asian, we're mixed with the Japanese influence that came to the United States when we were having the conflict. They're mixed with the white European. There's white in my family. So, and the Native Americans. The Native Americans literally all mixed up with the slave people. Boom, that's the state of New Jersey. That is where I'm from. New Jersey, if you've gone, you will notice that it's very much that. It had the immigrants from Italy, it had the immigrants from the European nations. My grandma immigrated to the U.S. from Germany. That's how she got there. She was escaping the war. There was a huge German. When the war started, when Hitler was starting to take over Germany, I forget the exact number. Let's call it 300,000 Germans immigrated to New Jersey, Philadelphia, and New York. My grandma's one of those people. Um, so there you have the United States of America. It is a melting pot of, I mean, it is a melting pot. That's what the U.S. is. So, like, when people say to me, have you ever tried to figure out where your African heritage? Impossible. There's no way. Because even if there's no way, there was too much scattering. You know what I'm saying? Too much scattering. Even like I said, they separated families with the slaves. They didn't want you living with your cousins and your aunts and your uncles. They wanted you scattered all over the place. They broke up families on purpose. So, yeah, it's just too far gone is what I'm trying to say. Too far gone. I don't think there would be any test that would exist on planet Earth that could literally tell me it's a mixture. It was a mixture before they came. So yeah, that's why I don't even think it's possible to know. Now, if you're from Africa, that's a different story. You know where you're from because your people never left, right? If you're Nigerian, you don't have to do a test. You know you're Nigerian. If you're from Benin, you don't have to do a test. You're from Benin. But if you're American, like a black American, who actually, your lineage is from slaves, it is so freaking impossible to know where those slaves came from. Because, yeah, like I just explained it, so, yeah. No, I don't know, and I don't think it's even possible to know. I don't think there is a possible way to know that where people's slaves came from, where people, you know what I'm saying. I don't think it's possible. Hi, my girl is here. Hey, how are you? I'm doing so good. How are you doing today? Are you celebrating 4th of July? Are you what is it people eat? Barbecue food. Are you having a good 4th of July? It's 5th of July here now, but I had a good 4th of July. It was a vibe. Not 5th of July. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. You're enjoying time with your beautiful family. Aw. Well, I'm happy for you. I haven't enjoyed a 4th of July since I was a kid, so people who still enjoy 4th of July with their families, that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. I'm so happy for you. I hope you're eating good, delicious food. And maybe there's fireworks. Is there fireworks nearby? Jazz said she was gonna do the firework thing. I love fireworks. Although there was nothing happening here today, there is fireworks next week here. So. Next week maybe. Am I the only one who thinks all water tastes different? Like, I'm never buying this brand of water again. I can't even drink it. It's so nasty. Ugh. I can't even drink that. It's gross. I like the Volvic water better. Why would you say that? I'm totally a water snob. Baby girl. Why would you say that? Why would you say to hell with your family? Come on. Your family can kick rocks. Baby girl. I'm totally a water snob. I hate Evian water and Dasani. Although Dasani tastes good, there's like a ton of chemicals in it. I'm usually a Volvic or that did escalate a little quick. But I'm like, do you want to talk about it? If you want to talk about it, I'm here for you. What's your favorite African country so far? South Africa. I don't know what the face was for. Your family treat you like crap. Yeah, I hear that. That's real. That's real. To an extent, I guess I kind of feel the same. Not all of my family, but a lot of them. So I totally understand where you're coming from. But you're not alone in the world. You're totally not alone. I've been there though. I've been there, for real. Don't be sorry. Don't be sorry, because if anybody understands where you're coming from, I understand where you're coming from. But you gotta forgive them. It sounds so much easier, but being angry and hurt, it's like letting your enemy win. You know what I mean? It's like if you choose to stay hurt or angry at anyone, you're giving them all the power over you. You know? That's why the quote, amazing quote, John Bevere, forgiveness isn't for you, isn't for them, it's for you, you know? And it's so true. Because you don't want to go through your life upset, you know? So, yeah. You said that you didn't say that to somebody who doesn't understand. You said it to somebody who understands. Totally understands. And listen, you're in good company. If I don't know if you're saved, I don't want to push religion on anybody. Um, I don't know if you're a believer, a Christian. I am a Christian, so um, you're in good company, though. I'm just saying. If you look in the Bible at all the people who were despised and hated by their families, you're in very good company. Jesus, Jeremiah, David, Joseph, they threw him into a pit, sold him to slavery, lied on him, ruined his reputation. They said he was a rapist. He didn't do any of that. Um, they called him a liar and a blasphemer because he spoke about his dreams all the time. That came true. Jeremiah was hated by his entire family, lied on, mistreated. Jesus, hated, lied on, despised by his entire family. Do I need to keep going? David, hated, lied on by his entire family. So you're in good company, baby girl. Don't be discouraged. And I think the worst thing you can do to your enemy is love them. That's what, I don't want to bring it back to the Bible. But even God says in the Bible, when you love your enemies, it's like pouring hot coals on their head. When you truly don't hate the people who hate you. It's like the most favored people of God, always the most rejected. Yup. For sure. Definitely, absolutely. So you're in very, very, very good company, and you might have a strong call in your life. You might be isolated for a reason. You never know. I realize that people who have very strong calls on their life, they're usually isolated. You might have a big calling, you know. And one day, just one day, maybe God might ask you. I don't know. One day he might ask you to. You might be in a position where you can either pick revenge or you can choose to bless the people who've hurt you. And I think always the right choice is to bless the people who've hurt you, even though you could easily pick revenge. That's something, a lesson I've learned for sure. Even the story of Joseph, do you know about the story of Joseph, the guy who had 12 brothers who sold him into slavery? Um, and then he turns around and he ends up being in a position where he blesses his family who literally cursed him and tried to kill him. You know, so you're in a really, really, you're in good company. Um, okay, Kanan, we get it. Okay, we get it. The thing about Joseph is he was extremely humble too. He was very, very, very humble. So, that's all I'm saying. Lowly and humble. Lowly and humble. He wasn't like, I'm Joseph all day. All day I'm Joseph. Look at me. I'm this and I'm that. No, he was humble. It's the whole point. That's why God could elevate him. I want peace. I hear you. I hear you. You have to understand that it sounds so cliche and it sounds like, oh, that's just a saying, you know, but your peace is gonna come from forgiveness. It is one of the most difficult things a person can do. Honestly, forgiveness might be up there with some of the most difficult things a human being can actually accomplish. But I don't think you can hold on. Um, okay, I don't want to. I'm putting you in timeout, Kanan, because, like, it's just, I'm really trying to talk to my sister here. So I hate to put you in timeout, but um, and you're making this whole conversation about you. I'm trying to talk to my sisters or my brothers or whoever, but um, I truly believe this is something that I had to face in my life. But I believe that peace, you cannot hold on to unforgiveness and have peace at the same time. And it sounds so cliche, but it's so true. You have to let go and forgive the people who've hurt you. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not even going to try to complicate it. And you're like, you mean let people get away with what they've done to me? Yep. And you know why? Because truly, I don't want to be deep, but I genuinely think that everything in life is very strategic. I think the devil is real. I don't think he's a myth. I think demons are real. I don't think they're myths. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know how to play puppet, and they know how to get, they know how to make the people say to you certain things, and they know how you're going to take it, and they know what it's going to do to you. You know what I'm saying? No, it's for I'm trying to really uh, convey to you this thing that was one of the most difficult parts of my life. They know what they're doing, is what I'm trying to say. They know how to get you hurt, offended, discouraged, fearful, non courageous, sad, broken. They know how to do all that. And you're giving them all the power, you're letting them win. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, yeah, we're dealing with specific people here, but we have to know who's behind it all, you know? And no one really gets away with anything. That's something that helped me so much in my life. No one really gets away with anything, whether it be on Judgment Day or it be here on Earth. We all have to deal with the things that we've done to people. So, like, um, I dealt with that. I dealt and wrestled with God so long about forgiving my father. I've had one of the world's worst fathers. I've had several of the world's worst fathers, actually, and father figures. And I used to hate men. I can't even tell you how much I used to hate men because I was hurt and by them so many times. And I feel like uh, as a child, I wasn't protected. Nobody was protecting me as a child, and it was wrong. I was like, somebody has to pay for this. I was a child. I needed protection. I needed love. I needed a man, to love me, a father, and I didn't have it. Instead, I had the exact opposite. The men were out to get me. They're out to hurt me. And so I wanted payment. For a long time, I wanted payment. I wanted revenge for the people who allowed the bad things that happened to me, and for the horror I went through. I wanted payment. And I had to understand that I had to let that go. And I had to give it to God because it was literally ruining me, my happiness. It was making me. And the thing is, here's the crazy thing that is so true. When you retain something that somebody's done to you, you're going to do it to somebody else. That's a bar right there. It's true. It you can't say it's not true because It's how life goes. How many times do you see a man, a little boy who grows up and he watches his dad beat his mom, and he grows up and becomes a wife beater? This happens all the time. The thing that you don't forgive, you retain it, whatever it is, whatever it is. You don't want to be sitting here retaining the hurt that you have had in life. It's like all the there's like a study that says like bullies literally are bullied. What happens? You get bullied and then you become a bully. You know what I'm saying? And so it's really dangerous to hold on to hurt. Not because it's going to make you unhappy, it's going to kill your peace, it's going to kill your joy and your spirit in life, you know? But because it's going to be retained, and it wants out. You know what I'm saying? It wants out. It wants That's the same, you know, a kid who's being verbally abused at home goes and becomes a verbal abuser. We retain the things that we don't forgive and the things that we don't let go. So that's something that really scared me, in a good way. It scared me in a good way. I needed to forgive the people who hurt me, especially in my childhood, because I'm like, I don't want to become the very thing that ruined me, or the very thing that upset me so much in my life. I need to let this go. And men who've hurt me, oh my gosh, do you know how good it feels to not be mad? I can't tell you. Do you know? And I'm not saying this because nobody's ever hurt me. People have hurt me. Do you know how good it feels not to be mad at somebody? At anybody? And I wake up and nobody's on my heart. Nobody's on my mind. I go to sleep and there's nobody on my... And when I tell you, I used to be, oh my gosh, so hurt by people. By guys. A guy who hurt me. Father issues, you know. Sibling stuff. Anybody. You gotta let it go. Now, that doesn't always mean you have to be in a tight-knit relationship either. You don't have to be buddy, closey, friendy with all the people who've hurt you. No, you don't have to do that. But forgiveness, yes, like letting go and completely freeing the debt of what that person did to you, yes, that is necessary. Totally. I did this prayer one time. I remember I was crying. I was bawling my eyes out crying, but I literally, and I think this is important. If you're interested, try this. But I'm saying, don't do it just because I'm saying it, but only do it when you're ready and when you mean it. Get a notebook, get a journal, or just get a piece of paper. I did this before and I'm telling you, it changed my life. Write down all the bad things that still bother you, that people have done to you wrong. Write down the wrong that people have done to you. Write it down like it's a shopping, like it's a grocery list. The stuff that you're holding on to, right? Write it down physically. Actually write it down like a grocery list. And then prepare yourself to cancel everybody's debt. So you might need to take a deep breath, because you need to mean it when you do it. Don't just do it as a ritual. Do it like you mean it, like it's a government document. Take a deep breath and go down the line. If you need to cry, because I was crying when I did this, but it was so freeing. And I literally physically canceled the debt of everybody who's hurt me in my life. And sometimes I even think I was saying it out loud. You don't owe me anything. Your debt has been paid. The so-and-so, you did this and this and to me. Boom. I forgive you. Your debt has been cleared. I'm not looking for repayment. Boom. And just go down the line and literally physically cancel the debt that you're holding on to people. Because it feels like debt when people have done you wrong. You want repayment. You want to be paid back for something somebody has done to you wrong, you know? So if you want to, that's all I'm saying, because this was incredibly freeing for me. I was holding on to stuff since I was 6 years old. Since 6 years old, I was holding on to things that people did wrong to me. And it wasn't until about a year ago that I finally cleared their debt. Boom, it's paid, it's done, it's over. It's almost like if you owed, let's say you have a car, you have $14,000 more you need to pay on your car, and somebody comes and pays that $14,000. They clear your debt. That's the same way that you need to forgive people. Boom, it's paid, it's done, it's over. You have been forgiven. It's gone. Whatever you did to me is done. And so if you want to do the physical thing, it helped me so much. Write down, it might be 15, 20 things that wrong that has been done to you, and X it out. If you need to get a red marker and say, boom, paid. By who? Jesus. By me, because I'm choosing to forgive you of this thing, but also because I have been forgiven. As a Christian, I have been forgiven. That's the whole point. That's why I get to go to heaven, is because God, Jesus, forgave me, right? I have an opportunity to experience heaven, experience God, even though I don't deserve it. What is that? It's mercy and grace. So that's why I can forgive too. There's your reason. And you just leave the person with God. I don't know what's going to happen with this person. I'm leaving you with God. That's what I do. I continually do it. So I don't worry so much about people and the things they do to me and the things they say to me and the things, how they treat me. That's between them and God. Because I need peace. And it's beautiful. The feeling of not having so much debt that I feel I need to be paid is the most amazing feeling in the world. And it's not like the person is going to skip off into the moonlight. You know, when you forgive somebody, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be frolicking around, living a happy life. And no. God has a beautiful way of taking care of the whole planet. So if he can rise the sun every day and, keep the birds in the sky, and I don't need to be telling him how to do his job. I don't need to be judging and correcting people. He can do that. So, and let me tell you this too. If someone has truly hurt you and somebody has done wrong to you, they don't feel good about it. No one wants to be a menace. So let them deal with that, on their own. In the meantime, you have forgiven them. And I'm telling you, it perplexes people. It perplexes people when you genuinely are not angry with them and they know they've done you wrong. It perplexes them. They get confused. They don't understand it. Why is this person being nice to me? Or why are they, how are they happy? They don't get it. Boom. That right there listen, and I only am saying this because I had to walk through it. But I have cleared the debt. I'm just going to say, I'm going to bring one example. My father, I don't know this man, and I met him one time, and he has been incredibly antagonizing to me my whole life, and has caused me a lot of pain and sorrow. And I cleared his debt. I'm not mad at him. I wish him the best. If I ever saw him, I don't necessarily want a relationship with him. But that hate is gone. And I can't tell you how this is the best feeling in the world. The hate is gone for him. And there's nothing he did. I just chose to forgive him. And it feels so good that he doesn't owe me anything. He doesn't owe me an apology. He doesn't owe me anything because I cleared his debt. He doesn't exist in the, where I used to have him. I used to be so angry and so upset, and oh my gosh, I used to have deep gut level anger at this person that I don't even know. Who is forgiven much loves much. Who is forgiven little loves little, right? That's another reason why we can forgive. Jesus forgave me for the wrong I do every day and the wrong that I have done. As long as I keep my heart in a place of humility, knowing that I need it, which I know I do. I do need forgiveness. So that's where you get it from. How can you give something you've never been given? I've been given forgiveness, so that's where I get it. That's where I get it to give. I already have plenty of it. So how would I not be able to forgive when I have been forgiven over and over and over and over again? So yeah, we're talking about some of life's deepest, most difficult, scenarios. So I definitely am not saying this lightly. I know this is tough. It is ridiculously difficult, but I cannot tell you the freedom and the peace, they're priceless. There's nothing. I get it. Listen, traveling is very nice. We're talking about Italian food. We're talking about wine and pasta and tiramisu and Paris and, Africa. Those things are really, really cool. They really are. But nothing, there's no event in life that is going to fulfill you or give you peace or give you happiness. It's got to be dealt with on the inside of you. And that has nothing to do with an event or an amount. How do you handle our part on this instance? What if we're wrong the other? What if we wrong the other person too? Okay, yeah, I think it goes both ways. To ask for forgiveness and then receive it. Do we just give it to God? Yeah, I think yeah, like I was saying, I think if you're the person, which who isn't? We've done wrong to people. I think literally, unless some people are really, really upstanding, amazing people who've never done anything wrong to another person. I'm not one of those people. So unless you're angelic, you've probably wronged another person. I think it goes both ways because my uncle is one of those. My uncle, may he rest in peace, he took his own life last year, just in September of last year, and the one thing he was dealing with was guilt. He could not make it through the day. He lived in guilt. And he did some pretty horrific things. I think it's the same answer. You've got to forgive yourself too. It's the same thing. If God forgave you, why are you holding on to it? But God only forgives if you ask him for forgiveness. So if you've asked him to forgive you, that's all it takes, right? It's not like he wants you to jump through hoops and then you stop doing that thing. You're forgiven, It's not like you have to keep harping on, oh, I'm such a bad person. Everybody's a bad person. But you're still living, so you have opportunity to change. And then the good thing about changing is you'll have an opportunity to help somebody else who's going through something that you overcome, So my uncle was dealing with guilt on a deep, deep level, and it overtook him. He ended up taking his own life. And we couldn't get through to him. We tried. We tried to tell him, Jesus loves you. Jesus has forgiven you. He wouldn't accept it, He didn't want to believe it, and it was eating him alive. So I think, yeah, it could be the same thing. Instead of you being upset at another person in life, you could also be upset at yourself. Totally. That has to be dealt with as well. I think that's almost just as important. I'm so glad you said that, because it's very true. A lot of people walk around in shame all day, where they just feel horrible about themselves. That's just as bad. You've got to forgive yourself too, for being what? Human? And as long as you don't keep, I mean, as soon as you humble yourself and you know, okay, I'm also messed up, that also is a beautiful opportunity to forgive others, right? It's like, how can I sit here and point the finger? I also did wrong. So, although, there's all kinds of stuff going on in life, and, you might feel wronged in a different way, which is totally valid. But I also think self forgiveness is, if not just, even if not more, incredibly important. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, what good are you to anybody else? You need to forgive yourself. Yeah, absolutely, all of us. You shouldn't walk around in shame. You should walk around loving yourself in a balanced way. I don't mean over loving yourself, but in a very balanced way. Where you're a child of God. He thought the earth needed you. There's this little random ball floating around with all these people on it, and God was like, I'm gonna make my girl. I want her to have this. I want her to have this. God designed you. Come on. What? That's enough reason for all of us to be walking around with our shoulders back and our head held high. God designed you. So right there is enough reason. And he's not mad at you. A lot of people have imposter syndrome, and they think that God is just in the sky mad at them, like, you suck. Because a lot of people relate God with their earthly parents, and God's not like that. He's not mad at you. God's not mad at, period. He understands, if you read the Bible, how many times did people mess up? Joseph messed up. David messed up. He slept out of wedlock and killed somebody's. He was interested in a girl and went and killed her husband so he could take her as his wife, and then slept with her out of wedlock. And this was somebody who loved and was close with Jesus, close with God. Moses was a murderer. Like, come on. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Do I need to break it down for you? You don't have to be perfect. Nobody is. That's why Jesus came down here. So all I'm saying is self-forgiveness is very important. But it doesn't mean that you just say, well, I can do whatever I want. No. But as long as you turn and acknowledge and be like, no, I'm not perfect. Definitely this and this and this could be better. It needs to change. Let me do that, in a very balanced way. But there's a quote that's, I forget what it says. It's like, there's a quote and it's like, one day you have to understand people are people. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like, one day you just have to understand people are people. Am I making sense? We're people. We're not perfect. We're none of us. So it doesn't give people a license to do wrong. No, I don't mean that. But it's just like, it makes it a lot easier to kind of let people go a little bit easier, if that makes sense. It's a life skill. It's not easy. It's not easy because go outside. That's one thing I noticed. I'm in the park. I'm walking down the street. Everybody's vaping. Everybody's smoking. Everybody. It's like everybody's sad and anxious. And it's sad because people are hurt. People are hurting. People are wounded and they don't know how to let go of it. You got to. You have to let go. It'll ruin you. It'll ruin you. And you become invincible. Become invincible. I always say, I'm going to end this live stream on this note because we've been talking for a very long time. So I'm going to make this last point and then we'll wrap up this live stream. But the last point I want to make is I always tell this story about how I was never afraid of flying. I've been traveling and flying around the world. I had been traveling and flying around the world for a long time until this one time I was on a flight to China, and it was the worst flight of my life. The flight was horrific. I thought the plane was going to crash. I really did. I was preparing for the plane to crash because I really thought the plane was going to crash. And we didn't even get food this whole flight because the turbulence was so bad that they couldn't even bring the food carts out. The flight was 16 hours. We were flying from LA to China. I used to live in China. And so I remember the flight was super empty. There wasn't even a lot of people on the flight. So I was like, I'm about to die in a fiery plane crash, literally all by myself. So the flight was about 16 hours of hell. I had never, I love you more. I love you more, baby girl. I had never experienced a flight like this. The plane lands in China, and I remember saying, as soon as the plane landed, I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to get on a plane again. Because of, I couldn't imagine getting back on a plane, and I developed a horrific fear of flying. Horrific. I had never been afraid of flying before, and I developed a fear that day. It lasted for about 8 months. I would have panic attacks. I would have a panic attack at the airport. Like, just getting in the car on the way to the airport, I would start to hyperventilate. My hands would shake. As soon as I got on the plane, my hands, like, I would literally be shaking, and then the person next to me would have to say, "Are you okay?" Like, I would literally couldn't stop shaking because that's how afraid I became of flying. This lasted for about 8 months. And I remember praying to God. This was well into me starting my channel. This is well into me starting my goal of visiting every country in the world. And I'm thinking, how am I going to visit every country in the world with a perpetual fear of flying where I have an anxiety attack every time I'm on the plane? So then I started praying. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? Do you want me, I need you to make sure the plane doesn't have turbulence, right? And then so I get on the plane, and it seemed like every time I prayed that, every time I got on the plane, it had more turbulence. I kept praying it. I was fasting. I was like, God, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? I don't drink. I don't smoke. I don't fornicate. I don't do anything. Why don't you just do this one thing for me? Every time I prayed, I got on a flight. It was like the turbulence got worse. And then I remember I was screaming at God one time. You could easily, easily, easily just make sure all the planes I got on didn't have any turbulence. Hi, Noble Strength. We're wrapping up. But hi. I'm just telling this one last story. I'm begging him. I'm saying, God, please make sure the planes I get on don't have turbulence. They keep having turbulence. And I mean bad turbulence. So then, I remember I was praying one day. I remember exactly where I was. I was in Italy, and I had just gotten off of a flight with crazy turbulence. And I said, I remember I was angry at God. And I literally said, like, you're cruel. Like, you're so cruel. And I was like, you say you love me, you say you love us, but then you just make life so ridiculously hard. And like, you could easily make sure that I have smooth flights, but you put so much turbulence on those flights. I don't even know if the plane is going to crash or anything. And I pray, I ask you to do this for me, and you can't even do this one small thing for me. And I remember hearing that, not verbally, but like here, here in my gut. MJ, do you think it would be better if, do you think it would be cooler if I made you so confident, so fearless that you could withstand life's worst turbulence? The worst turbulence there is out there, because you're so courageous and you're so fearless and so strong? Or do you think it would be better if I just took away the turbulence? Oh my gosh, Angela! Angela, thank you so much for the super chat. Happy 4th of July. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, it's such a blessing. Thank you so much, Ange. Aloha. Are you from Hawaii? Hawaii. Thank you so much. Happy 4th to you. I hope you're having an amazing day with loved ones. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. But yeah, I was telling this. Yes, it's the turbulent story. The revelation I had. I was saying to God, you could easily do this. Why do you let all this difficulty happen to me in my life when you could easily just prevent it? So I was talking about literally the turbulence, but I literally felt, MJ, do you think it would be cooler if I made you so brave that you could deal with the world's strongest turbulence, or do you think it would be better or cooler if I just took away the turbulence? And I was just like, it would be cooler, it would be better if you made me so strong and so fearless and courageous that I could withstand the world's worst turbulence. Bingo! Because then what? It doesn't matter what now. Now I could be in the middle of the ocean with a plane that's shaking. I don't know if it's gonna fall out of the sky, or I could be in turbulence in life as a metaphor, where all hell is breaking loose in my life, but I'm stable. That was revelation for my life, and then I realized why God allowed that to happen to me. Now I'm perfectly fine. I can sit on a plane anywhere, and the plane could be shaking. We could be dealing with the worst turbulence ever, and I'm just like, why? Why though? Why is that? It's not because I was born that way. It's because I've already been through the fire. And God already showed me that He loves me, He protects me, and He's got me. So now I literally, anything could come at me in life now. And I'm already like, I already know. I've already experienced God's love and protection and care on my life. So now when things happen, they just happen. You know? They just happen to me now. It's not like I'm sitting here bracing myself, waiting for the next thing to happen. Oh, who's gonna hurt me? What bad is gonna happen? You know, and that's what I was doing with the turbulence. Every time I got on a plane, I was like this, just waiting for something bad to happen. And that's why God didn't stop it. Peace that surpasses all understanding. Exactly. So now, God literally taught me that through physical turbulence on airplanes, but it was a metaphor for my life. So now there's turbulence that happens in real life because it's life, right? Life is going to life, right? We're on Earth with a bunch of humans, and this Earth has been here long before we were born, and we were born into problems, right? So life is going to have problems. It's going to have turbulence, to use it as a metaphor, right? So instead of constantly saying to God, oh, why did this happen? Or why did that happen? Why did you do that? It's like, oh, no. I always have to remind myself that too. It's like, anything can happen now because I'm not somebody who can be shaken anymore. So the plane could be shaking all over the place, and I'm good. No, you're out of timeout. I don't know why I sounded like I was talking like a mother. I didn't mean to sound like a mother. But yeah, it's very true. I hope there's at least one person who this can help, because this was life changing for me. This kind of lesson I learned. So the winds and the waves, they can rock. The rain can come. The storm might hit. I'm good. What you want to do? What you want to do? The sun is out. Amazing. I love it. But if the sun's not out and it's storm clouds, I love that too. I don't want to be dependent on everything going my way, because it's not going to. It's life. Think about how long we've been on Earth for our little lifespans. This thing is predated us for centuries and centuries and centuries, and we're not in control of it. Life. We're not in control of this thing called life at all. So might as well yield to it. Might as well just keep it. But I'm gonna die one day. I don't know what day that is, but I'm not gonna be sitting here afraid. I'm gonna be hurt. People are gonna hurt me. It's life. Yeah, everything is so much bigger than us. Think about the day that you were born. You weren't born into this abyss. You were born into this thing called life that had been going on for a long time. Your parents were born into it. Your parents' parents were born into it. Your parents' parents were born into it. And you already, it sounds horrible, you were already born into problems that predated you that you probably took on some of them, and you're just trying to surf. You're trying to figure this thing out, right? It's like at one point you have to yield to it because you cannot control it at all. You can't. So God showed me that metaphor through the airplane, through me developing this fear of flying, and I'm saying, God, why do you keep letting me get on these flights with so much turbulence? And he's like, maybe I'm trying to teach you something. I'm like, are you still here? Are you still breathing? Have I kept you this whole time? You still have food? We got to start looking at the right things. We're always looking at the negative. You're still here. So that is what I wanted to share with you guys, and it is not easy stuff. Life can be scary, but it doesn't have to be, because nothing is really that big of a deal. We make things big deals in our head. Now, I don't want to say that insensitively either. I know people have been through hard things. I don't want to say that insensitively. But I mean, we give things power is what I'm saying. I'm sitting on a plane when I developed my fear of flying, shaking. Every time the plane would shake a little bit, there's a person sitting next to me snoring, asleep. Why? I was making a big deal out of something. This person wasn't. That could fix 90% of our issues in life. We give the things in our life the power that they have. I don't make things a big deal in my life if I don't want them to be a big deal. Like I don't even want to get into it, but like opinions don't have to be a big deal. Somebody not liking you doesn't have to be a big deal. Somebody not having a good opinion about you doesn't have to, you not getting a specific job doesn't have to be, like, we give the things that torment us the power that they have. Don't give them power. Don't give it power. Don't give it power. Oh, MJ, or did you know so and so and so and so and so and so doesn't like you? Okay. Or did you see the so and so on the news, and then did you see on the news that so and so did this and that, and then okay. That's life. That's life. It doesn't mean you become a cyborg either. It's just like, okay, I'm not gonna be rocked all day long by all the craziness that happens in the world. Nah. No, thank you. I'm in my own little world. It's just like, okay, Jesus, you're in control. And anyways, I'm doing me. I'm focused on the things that matter. My diet. I want to read a book. I want to go for a walk today. What am I going to eat? What YouTube video am I going to make? Or for you, it could be anything. It could be anything. But there's so many things to focus on that don't have to be negative. So I love you more. So I don't want anybody here, anybody that I know, or anybody that I encounter in life to live in misery. That is not okay. And I'm calling you out of it, actually. Baby girl, I'm calling you out. I'm telling you, this is your sign to let it go so we can start living, being happy. I'm calling you out. No more lack of peace. It's done. It cannot exist in your life anymore. It is not allowed. Nope, it's gotta go. So tell it. You gotta speak to it like, I'm calling you out. Get out of here. You are done. If you need to speak to it, speak to it. Because baby, life is too short. I feel very passionate about this, so I feel like I'm meant to tell whoever what I'm trying to say. I feel very passionate. I'm calling you out. No more. We are here, and there's so much. I saw a lady today, and I was like admiring her. She was sitting in the park. She just had the most subtle smile on her face. That is what we're after. There was just a lady today. I don't know. I didn't talk to her, but she just had the most subtle, just subtle little smile on her face. You could tell she was just, she wasn't in her head. You know what I'm saying? She was just content. That's what I'm trying to get after in my life. That's what I'm saying to you. It's like that, reaching that point. Because life should be that. It should be just, we're supposed to be having fun, you know? So I'm talking to that, whatever it is that's keeping peace from you. It's got to go. I'm speaking to it. If you don't speak to it, I'm speaking to it. It's got to get out of your life. No more revenge. No more plotting and thinking about what people have done to you. That's gone. It's done. Bye. So, I don't want to rant too much. I love you. And you are loved. So, I hope everyone can have a really good night's sleep. Hi, Beatrice. Beatrice popping in and out. I love it. Yeah, I hope everyone can have a really, really good night's sleep and a really good day where you're not overthinking. Don't overthink. Just live right now. And, yeah. One more question. What about those who have suffered a lot of loss in life? What about those who've suffered a lot of loss in life? Yeah. That's incredibly difficult. I was speaking to somebody who was dealing with this, an older person. Yeah, for sure. That's difficult. That's super, super difficult when you lose somebody and you're never going to be able to experience that person again. I mean, that is one of life's most difficult. I don't think there's really an answer other than the peace that comes with knowing they find it tough to be content daily. I totally get that. I totally, totally understand because, like I said, knowing that you will never be able to experience somebody again can be gut-wrenching. That can be incredibly difficult. Like I said, my uncle was dealing with that as well. When it's all said and done, that can be incredibly difficult. The only thing that I truly can say is bringing it back to, I don't really know how to come outside of the word, but coming back to your contentment coming from and only from God. Because truth is, we're all going to experience that. We're all going to lose. Our parents aren't going to live forever. Our grandparents aren't going to live forever. I mean, we hope we can be with them as long as possible, but they're going to be gone one day. And we don't know how long we're going to be with people and how long we have with that person. We don't know. So it's something that I think everyone has to go through and will go through. But yeah, like I said, I think your peace has to come from God, and how we showed up on this planet very recently. If we're alive, it hasn't been for long, because even 100 years is not that long if you think about it. Think about how fast a year goes by. A year goes by in like 2 seconds. So like, if you've only been here, godliness with contentment is a great gain. Absolutely. I feel like your happiness, your contentment, your peace has to come from God. It has to just be in Him and in the fact that He's in control of this whole thing, the earth. He's in control of the whole thing. So like, I feel like at a certain point, we're gonna have to wrestle with him sometimes and be like, why? But there's got to be a point where it's just like, I'm not in control. So yeah, somebody's gone, that hurts, but God loved that person more than I did. So he's taking, they're in a better place. I don't know. I don't know if we're speaking about death here. You said loss. I'm assuming you meant death. Um, yeah, just it's kind of like a surrender thing. It's like you gotta surrender. Yeah. I feel like the surrendering is where the peace comes from, because I feel like there is going to be a certain point in your life for all of us when we go, God, why? You know? And I feel like the peace comes from when you stop the whys and you just be like, he's in control of this whole thing. So, you know what I'm saying? You just got to give up. And I don't mean give up in life. You got to give up the questioning. You got to give up the why this and how this and then you got to surrender. And it might, for some people, it might rock everything because you want to so badly be in control of fate and all the events going on in life and what you think is fair and how you think things should go. But you got to, yeah, at some point you got to be like, that hurt. I don't understand it. But God's been in control of this whole thing since way before I even got here. So my little piece of life that I take up, I'm going to be happy. I only have a little piece of this thing called life. My little portion exists somewhere. You probably can't even see it on a microscope. But I'm going to enjoy it. Because I just know it's tiny, you know? It's really tiny. Like, ridiculously tiny how much our lives take up in the grand scheme of things. So it's like, I'm going to enjoy it. I'm not going to be sad. And I'm going to just take life as it comes, not expecting anything. Releasing yourself of expectation. That's how you protect yourself from being hurt. I don't expect anything from anyone. Or of anything of anyone. Goals and dreams are good. Expectations are a trap. 100%. Expectations are a trap. That's how we get hurt in life, right? If somebody hurts me, it's because I expected them not to. It doesn't mean that you should expect bad out of people, but we only get hurt based off of our expectations. If I don't expect anything from you, I can't really get hurt like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we get hurt so much from family than more than a stranger. A stranger can hurt us, but it probably isn't that hurtful. A family member can really, really hurt us, right? Why? You're expecting a lot from your family, right? More than you're not expecting anything from a stranger. So when you release people of expectation, oh my gosh, freedom. And it doesn't mean you expect bad either. I mean, you just don't expect something. I'm not setting myself up to get hurt because, or it's not even to get hurt. I don't know the future. I don't know anything really. So I'm not expecting, like, you can apply that to anything. So I think that's a really important factor in life. And I think it should be applied to every relationship. It's kind of like, even in ways that are not direct to you. For example, you should not expect that you're going to live forever. You shouldn't expect that you're going to be here tomorrow. What if you're not? You shouldn't expect that you're going to have your mom in your life for 60 years. Because what if she's not? You shouldn't expect to have your grandparents in your life for 40, 50 years. It's like when you release expectation, you get to live in reality. Oh, I didn't. You're so right. Oh, I was going to plan a trip. Is Angela here? Angela donated $50 and you're so right. I never took it off the board. I was yapping. Angela, if I said I was gonna plan the perfect trip for Angela. Angela, if you're here, I want to plan a trip for you because you donated $50. Thank you so much. That's huge. It's huge, huge, huge. So if you tell me where you want to travel, I would love to plan a trip for you. I can tell you, I'll plan a perfect 7-day trip somewhere. If you're still here, you kind of donated a long time ago. Expectations are a result of us projecting our ego and our needs onto others. It's a fool's errand. You're totally right, Dave. It totally is, and it's wrong. Women, I hate to say it, but women, we do this a lot. We do. We'll meet a guy and we'll plan our whole life with this dude in our head. We meet a guy, boom, we see this, we see this, we see this is, you know what I'm saying? He's gonna be this and this and this and this and this. And then when that guy doesn't meet your expectation because he's a real person, he's not existing here in your brain. And he's clueless, right? Girls, we do this all the time. And this man doesn't even know you're planning him in your head. Yeah. And then that's how women, we get so hurt. Maryjane, I'm enjoying what you're sharing tonight so much. Thank you so much, Audrey. Yeah, like we'll plan a whole dude in our brains, and then when he doesn't act like this imagination version of who we made him to be, we attack him like he's doing something wrong or like he's hurt us or like the dude's like, what is going on? He's a real person. Yeah, it's like, how dare he not bring me breakfast in bed every morning like I imagined him to? Or how dare he not, whatever it is. And it's like, what? He's confused. He's like, what's going on? Because he doesn't exist in your in what you have going on here. Absolutely, because that never is the one expectation we can have is is in God and his supreme control over everything, which is where the peace comes in. It's like, I don't have to know what my dad, it's like, if you have a really good dad, right, you just trust him. You're not asking, like, think of the world's most perfect dad. You're not in your dad's face all day like, Dad, what's gonna, like, you just trust your dad. I don't know, I just trust my dad. That's how I feel about God. I don't know. Here's one more problem. Learn about limerence. Okay. The nerve of him not to be the imaginary. I cannot even lie. I have done this up until literally the past 3 years of my life. I always did that with the guy. I like this imaginary version of this man that was in my head. This dude that I liked wasn't that person. I liked the imaginary guy. And it's like, why aren't you acting like imaginary man? So that's a beautiful thing. And it doesn't even have to be romantic. Friendships. Let your, anybody, parents, siblings, release them of expectation. Let the person just, now it's okay to address things when you think somebody has done something wrong to you or to anybody else, to address it. But don't be like, I expected you to do this and this. No. Title for new cartoon, Imaginary Man. Oh, that would be a good one. That'd be a good movie. Because I'm telling you, 90% of us women, we do that. We meet a guy and we get to dreaming, baby. Oh my gosh, we will get to dreaming. We will think about all the things. He does this, he does this. It's, and he's just a real person. He probably is nothing like that imaginary person. So the dude is mad confused. He's like, what is all this arguing for? What was she expecting? Limerence is when you're in a relationship with your own fantasy, not an actual person. I hate to admit that I have struggled with that dangerously. We wouldn't like it if they did that to us. No, we'd hate it. We would hate that. We're angels, right? That came down from heaven. Yeah, that's so scary that you're you're in love, you're obsessed, you like this imaginary person, and it's not the person that's in front of you. That's crazy. And it's like, oh my gosh. Oof. Yeah. Releasing people of expectation is one of the most powerful, and it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be anyone. You release your kids from expectation. You release your friends from expectation. You just let them do them. Take people as they are. If you don't want them in your life, okay, don't take them out of your life. But if they're in your life and you choose to keep them there, they accept them as who they are. We project what we desperately seek, but that's not fair to the other person. You're 100% right, Dave. 100%. And I've done it. I've completely done it. And when the person keeps asking, the person keeps acting like themselves, it's almost like we're not even receiving the way they are. It's like, you're being mad at me for who I am? Yeah, because you're not acting like the version of you in my head, so that you're doing something wrong. Oh, I love it. Thank you, sister. I love it. It was a reverse for me. He had me casted in a role that I didn't know I was in. Dang. Wow. Okay, men do it too. This is news to me. I thought this was a female thing. Wow. Yeah, that's scary. I wouldn't want that to be me. I wouldn't want somebody completely living in fantasy and liking a version of me that's not even real. Men do it too? Oh, that's scary. Oh, that's horrifying. Can you imagine that letdown too? Can you imagine that letdown where somebody's honest with you and they say to you, I have to be honest with you, I don't like you. I liked some imaginary version of you. Oh, knife. Knife. Yeah, so if you don't want something done to you, you shouldn't do it to another person. That's so true. And then we need to take people for who they are. A lot of women will, it's because they're not getting what they want. Yeah. It's because they're not, that's why a lot of women will be with a horrible man, and vice versa too. And it's like, why are you with this guy? He doesn't even treat you right. He's not even nice to you. What are you doing? Still going strong, Tina. What did you miss? We've been yapping, girl. And there's you're using some big words. When the fantasy comes crashing down, calamitous. When the fantasy comes crashing down, that is a nightmare. That's an absolute nightmare. Because you know what's sad about when the fantasy comes crashing down? You know what's sad about that? You literally have to like almost break up with the imaginary person like it was a real person. It's like I have to break up, I have to release this person that I really liked that wasn't even real. Hi, I will be in Pakistan. Not soon, but I will, and I will go to Lahore. I'm excited about Pakistan. I've been to so many of the Middle Eastern countries, but not Pakistan yet. All you have to blame is yourself. Absolutely. You can't even be mad at him. That's the thing. It's like you can't be mad at somebody for being themselves. You know, I remember I liked this one guy before, and he used to wake up so late in the day. I'm an early bird. Like, I'm up by 6 a.m., 7 a.m. I'm ready to go. What are we doing? What are we doing? I love the morning. I used to like somebody, not anymore. I used to like somebody who would literally, they hated the morning. They literally, when they woke up, they needed time to get themselves together. They did not want to be up and at 'em in the morning. They used to get up at like 12 or 1 o'clock in the morning. And it's like I couldn't even communicate with this person until the afternoon, a guy that I liked. I hated it. I felt like they were missing out on like a lot of my life because I'd be up, I'd be wanting to talk to them, wanting to be doing things. Let's go here, let's go there. They're not even up. They're sleeping until like 12, which to me is very late in the day. By time it's 12 o'clock in the afternoon, I already finished most of my day. And the person did not get up. And I remember I complained about this so many times to this man. I used to like, and I remember one day he said to me like, if you don't like me, and it's not like I'm doing it at you. Yeah, but like, that's how he was. You know what I'm saying? So like, I constantly nagged him about it. But I'm like, this is who this person is. It's how they are. You know? Very soon it will come. Yes. Not this year, but definitely early next year I'll be in Pakistan. The half day is gone, right? But how can I be mad at somebody just acting the way that they are? I have no right. And it's like, I could have easily been like, I don't think it's going to work out for me and this person. We're just a little different. Instead, I was like, oh no, you should be this way. The person could have done whatever they wanted to. Lifestyle alignment is incredibly important. It used to bug the living daylights out of me. How I'd wake up and I couldn't even communicate with this person because they're still sleeping. So yeah, instead of just adjusting and being like, no, it's like, I'm expecting you. Come on now. I shouldn't have been expecting anything. He's a whole person. It's not our control how one does life, I agree. It's not in our control how one does life. No, it's not. It is not. So it's, if you want to be like, me and you probably, that's one thing. But then to beat somebody over the head about the way that they are, come on. So, yeah. Little things like that. I think that we'd all be a lot happier if we didn't expect. Just don't expect. I'm not really expecting. So, you enjoy this day. It's always a pleasure to see you, darling. I have to go now. Blessings to you. Bye. You know what? I was going to say something along the same lines. I enjoyed you. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day with your family, and you can have a really good rest of your day. Thanks so much for tuning in. I love you so much. And I was going to say something along the same lines because it is now really late. Okay, I'm going to round off this live stream today. We've been live for a few hours, although I'm not really tired yet, but I should go to sleep. So it's 2 a.m. It's okay. It's the weekend. So I want to just say one more donation, I will go to sleep. If you guys know, I'm visiting all the countries. Bye! We love you in the world. And I've been fundraising for that goal of visiting all the countries in the world. Every country in Africa this year. Good night. Good afternoon. I'm going to go to sleep, but I want to wait for one more donation because I need to go hard with these fundraisers so that I can be strong and get back to Africa and finish the entire continent. So, with one more donation, I will go to sleep. I will wrap this up, and then I'll see you guys probably lots of hand. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Even though I don't feel that tired yet, I should go to sleep. Thank you so much. But yeah, I just want to wait for one more donation. So if anyone wants to help me with this goal of visiting all the countries in the world, it all helps. I'm trying to finish the continent of Africa this year. So there are 54 countries in Africa. I've been to 12. The goal is to visit all 54 this year. So I have 42 more countries to get to. A lot of numbers being thrown around. So yeah, we fundraise, we do donation Jeopardy. We do, you know. But regardless, I am going to go back to Africa within this month and try and finish up the entire continent. So I'm going to wait for one more donation from the board. We made some dents here, right, guys? So yeah, one more, and then I'm going to wrap up this live stream. That's what we're going to do. And I hope you guys have, it's now July 5th for me, but I hope you guys have a, can do something, if you're American, fireworks, spend time with family, just do a Uber Eats day like I did. I had yogurt and Uber Eats. I had a salad. It was delicious. Tuna salad. Nothing wrong with spending 4th of July on all by yourself like I did. But yeah, hope you guys having a good holiday, summer weekend. A good summer weekend. Oh my gosh. Sweet dreams. Thanks for stopping by. We're having another Love Island watch party. You know what? I hear people talk about Love Island, and I have never seen it. I'm like, part of me is like, do I check it out? Nah. I love it though. I love when like you're into a show with other people. That is so fun. I can only imagine how fun that is. Having a watch party with friends and family. That sounds so fun. Maybe one day I'll check out Love Island. I've never seen it. I don't even really know what it is. I think I know it's like a dating show, but that's all I know. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's a dating show. But that sounds so fun. It's pretty good. Only into it because of your daughter, right? You mentioned that. Maybe one day I'll check it out. I think I used to be into all those kind of things, but we'll see. Survivor and The Office are like my go-to series that I watch, and Avatar: The Last Airbender. I remember when everyone was into Bridgerton. I never saw Bridgerton. Cause you know what? I attempted to watch Bridgerton and like I couldn't get past the first 5 minutes. I was like, I can't do this. But everyone told me like you have to get past the first couple of episodes to get into it, but like I couldn't get past the first couple of minutes. It was weird. They were speaking in weird accents. They were dressed weird. So I tried Bridgerton, but they looked weird. I'm like, I don't understand what's happening. And they were talking weird. Like they had British accents, but they were talking like Americans, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'm making sense. It's pornography. You watch Shameless because it makes my family of origin seem less effed up. Okay, I never heard of Shameless. I never heard of Shameless. Maybe I'll look it up. But you said it makes you feel less effed up. You know, I hear people say that. Like, I hear people say, like, I watch crazy stuff on the internet. Like, I asked somebody was telling me that they watch, The Office is, I could sit here and recite the entire Office to you right now. Because that is my show. But, I asked somebody once, like, how do you watch all that crazy stuff on the internet? I know people who are, like, very addicted to drama. And I asked somebody the other day, like, how do you watch drama on the internet? Like, why? And they say, because it makes me feel like my problems aren't as bad if I look at other people's. Let's get ethical. Right. I'm right there with you, Siobhan. I'm right there with you. I'm making sure I was pronouncing your name correctly. Right there. I 100% agree. The office clips make good B-rolls. I literally am subscribed to a YouTube channel that is just the office B-roll. I love it. You keep falling asleep on Bridgerton your first 5 attempts, but I thoroughly enjoy it once I got through the first 2 seasons. Yeah. Also, there's a lot of sex, right? Isn't there like a lot of sex in that show? See, I can't do the sex shows. Once there's like the nasty sex scenes, I'm like, I'm out. My go-to is Shrek. I'm not even kidding. Let me see. I'm like a child. I'm like a giant child. Too much corn. Yeah, I know. I've heard that it's very sexual. These are literally my go-to shows. This is all I watch. These are the movies I have purchased on my phone. I'm a child. I watch Narnia, Despicable Me. Oh my gosh, I love Kung Fu Panda. Kung Fu Panda. Oh, and Princess Diaries. Princess Diaries. Oh, I don't like Wicked. But yeah, this is kind of my go-to. This is what I stick to. These are the movies I have purchased that are always on my phone. I don't want anything crazy with sex and cursing. Not because I'm a goody two-shoes, but genuinely because it's hard to watch. And because it gets intense sometimes. No! Your no-go is gracious violence. Gratuitous violence. Not good for the soul. I can't watch violence. I get like, I don't know. When I watch violence, I don't know. What is that called? It must be called something. Where I feel the pain. Like when I'm watching. Is that called being an empath? I don't know what it's called. But like when I'm watching violence, like I can't, like I feel like I'm experiencing the violence that's happening on the screen. Okay. You know how like 5 minutes ago I said I wasn't tired? The tiredness just hit me like a ton of bricks. I just got tired. Okay. What are we gonna do here? Maybe I'll wrap this thing up. We're still gonna wait. I'm gonna wait 5 more minutes. Yeah. So 2:45. I'm gonna do 5 more minutes on the live. Just see if anyone wants to donate. That would be amazing. If not, see you guys tomorrow. If you want to help me with this goal of visiting all the countries in the world, it would be so appreciated. The donation method is via the Cash App. It's in the comments. If you want to donate anything, it would be so appreciated. We're going to do 5 more minutes on this live stream, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Some violence is comical because of the acting. Maybe. It's still hard for me to watch violent things. Oh my goodness. I just got tired. The tiredness came out of nowhere. Okay, we're gonna start a timer here. Yeah, I'm gonna do 5 more minutes. So when the alarm goes off, we'll wrap this baby up. We'll call it a day, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Oh! Dave! Dave, thank you so much! Dave! You just wrapped up this live stream. Thank you so much, Dave. I very much... Next matcha on me. Next 10 matchas on you. Thank you so much. I very much like conversing with you. You have some really good things to say. Thank you so much for showing up in my lives, for wrapping up this live stream. I'm going to go to sleep now. Thank you so much. I genuinely love talking to you guys so much. You guys talking about, what are you guys talking about? Bridgerton? Maybe one day I'll try Bridgerton out one more time. Matcha cookies, matcha cookies! Listen, me with a matcha and a matcha cookie, I'm good to go. I'm in peak happiness. There's a nice little community forming here. I agree, Dave. Oh, light. I agree, and I love it so much. That's why I'm so happy that I do the live streams now, and that the light is tripping, and that I'm going to continue to stay away from season 3. We'll see if I can even get past episode 1. Oh! Oh yeah, we're gonna hit that tomorrow. It was a joke. I'm tired. Yeah, Dave was donating out of the kindness, right? You don't need a joke, right? Tomorrow, I'll give you the joke. Okay. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, almost. I'm gonna go to sleep. Thanks so much, Dave. Thank you so much to all the human beings on planet Earth. I'm getting tired. My brain is going. I love you guys so much. I genuinely do. And especially the live stream community. Oh! Hello, we're signing off. I love you guys so much, and I hope you have an amazing 4th of July. I hope you can have some good food no matter where you are. And even if you're by yourself, that you still can have a good time. Like me. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm going to go live tomorrow. I don't know what time yet, so stay tuned. And I'll check in with you guys. I love you guys so much. So I'll catch you guys later. Thanks so much for tuning in. Good night, guys. Toodles. Toodles. I used to say toodles all the time. I think I'm going to start saying toodles again. Toodles, guys.